Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Hopefully you guys are having a great day today. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Happy Sunday afternoon. I almost forgot what day of the week it was, but I remembered. Hopefully we'll be live over here on YouTube. I'm trying something slightly different with my streaming today. Jeep Dog, Two Brothers, No Others, Ethan Savage, Blue King, Xbox, Carnage Lord, William Graham, Viewpoint, Jake T. Welcome to the stream. Gabriel, I'm lit. Welcome to the stream, guys. Thank you to everyone stopping by. The notification squad. Look at you guys getting in here fast. What's going on, Ghost Ninja? How you doing? MB Slasher. It's Replays. Evan, welcome to the stream. Ghost Gaming. Callum. Cuddly Toy. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Thank you all very much, those of you guys stopping by. Holy crap. There's a lot of you guys in here. Emmetson, Crack Games, Arnie, Banana, Gaming TV, Pineapple, Caden, BO3 Legend. Welcome to the stream. We got ACG Scopes. What's up, brother? Welcome, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you guys all doing today? The notification squad. Yo, get some hashtag notification squad hype going on in the chat right now, guys. You're getting in here hella quick. Hella quick. This is one of the fastest. Yo, what's up, young boy? How you doing today, man? Welcome to the stream. We got 50 likes in the stream already. You guys are insane. Everybody drop a like right now. Let's see if we can hit let's see if we can hit 100 likes before we're 5 minutes into the stream. I want to see if you guys can make that happen. See if you guys can make that happen. Hit 100 likes on the stream in less than 5 minutes. I don't think we've ever been able to do that before. What's up, young boy? How you doing, man? Slays, how you doing today, brother? We have 161 people in here right now. You guys are fantastic. Thank you very much to all of you showing support. You guys are all legends. You know that? You guys are all absolute legends. Yo, thank you very much, Rising Clan, for that Twitch follow, homie. I appreciate it, brother. Welcome to the Pro Hennis Army. Thank you very much for that love. I appreciate it very much. Appreciate that a lot, my man. What's going on, Ramirez? How you doing today? We're at 100 likes. Yo, you guys are crazy, man. You guys are actually crazy. Thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable how much love you guys show. All right, let me go ahead, get a game on here. So if you guys didn't know, apparently, I don't know. I've heard a lot of rumors that this contract actually ends. Holy crap, that's loud. Yo, Josh Adam, man. That's really loud. Well, that's why it seems so loud. I have my volume up like really high. Yo, I missed you too, Josh. Thank you very much for that donation, man. I really do appreciate it. Squadron Ace, what's up, my man? Welcome to the stream. I'm so cakes. Welcome, bro. Wake up. Hey, what's up, man? What's going on, Max12 Allen? I am back on Twitch. Yes, what's up, Teresa Murphy? How you guys doing today? So I am live on Twitch for those of you guys who are curious right now. We're going to go ahead here. We're going to hop into some Nuke Jack games. You guys know we got a triple play contract here in Black Ops 3 that we're trying to go ahead and complete. I'll show you guys up on screen here right now. Or actually, no, that's the wrong thing. I'm going to go ahead and open up my... Actually, no, I'm going to keep my party closed for right now because I don't want people joining just yet. I will be playing with viewers here very, very soon. But if I go into my contract here, we only have 27 out of 100 wins, guys. We got a bit of a ways to go. We got some grinding to do. So we're going to go ahead, work on this grind right now, and then I'll be sure to play with some viewers as well. We're going to be doing some gun game. We're going to be doing all that other good stuff. Turn voice volume down. Turn voice volume down. Is my mic too loud for you guys? Is the mic too loud? Let me know if it is and I can turn it down for you guys. But this is the normal volume that I usually always leave it at. I think it's fine. Mr. Bold Smasher, how you doing today, man? Doom Hennis ever going to be a thing? I don't know, bro. Maybe, probably not. In all honesty, probably not. What's up, Squadron Ace? The mic is fine? Okay, mic is good. That's what I figured. I think the mic is fine. You're at 80 out of 100 wins? Nice, bro. Yeah, honestly, guys, like, keep up the grind with these wins. Literally, it's worth it. Your mic is perfectly fine? All right, good. It's good. Mic is fine. Mic is perfect. Daniel, Rhino, how you doing today? Jaden Reed, Tony Retro. Reco V2, yes, I do remember you. It's fine. It's not too loud. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Mr. Dip Bob Dude, what's up, bro? Fidget Dude. Yo, hold on, chat. I don't know how many of you guys are going to get triggered by this, but... Okay. You guys know what this is? You guys know what this is right here? Do you guys even want to know what this is? Take a guess. What's inside here right now? What's inside this box? You guys are going to get triggered at me. I know you are. I'm about to get roasted. I'm about to get roasted in my own chat. What is that right now? It's a Dorito? No, not quite. Not quite. No, yo, Gas Mask is like, no. Listen, guys, okay? I want you all to know that I did buy myself a fidget spinner, okay? It's a YouTube trend. You got to buy yourself a fidget spinner. Thank you very much for that Twitch follow, homie. I appreciate it. But yeah, dude, it's a fidget spinner. I'll show it to you guys here in just a second. Like, literally, guys, okay, I'm not even kidding you. It was like a spur-of-the-moment thing. I was, like, literally getting ready for bed the other night, right? I'm just literally just chilling out. I'm balling out. I'm laying in bed. I'm on my phone, and I'm like, you know what? How cool would it be to be that kid that has a fidget spinner, right? Because, you know, like, everyone's got them. All the cool kids have fidget spinners. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to buy myself a fidget spinner. So that's exactly what I did. Went on Amazon, ordered myself a fidget spinner. Best decision I ever made for myself. I'm going to spin it here for you guys in just a second. Literally, dude, it's so much fun. What's going on, Knight? How you doing today, bro? Welcome to the stream. I was literally just, like, laying in bed the other day when I sit here and I'm on Discord just chilling with friends, trying to think of video ideas. I literally, all I do is just sit here. I just spin my fidget spinner. I know, it's bad. It's gotten bad. But, hey, you know what? It's just a cool little gag gift. It's like $5, you know? So it's like for a trend, for something that's that insanely popular, I thought it was worth it, you know? I thought it was worth it. This is Cancer. Yo, Tom Fahy. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry for all of you guys that are going to get triggered now that I have a fidget spinner. Maybe I shouldn't have shown you guys. What's up, Ninja Kid? How you doing today, bro? Welcome to the stream. This guy didn't even know. Ooh, what's up? You've got a Cerberus now as well? I don't know how that guy got me. How you doing, Coyote? What's up, Passive? What's up, Blackjack? How you doing today, guys? What's going on, Macy McVicker? Yo, Void Knockout. Shout out to you, homie. I literally, you know, I'm just going to leave this lobby. We're going to lose that anyways. It's not worth it. I'm going to go ahead and pick up some viewers because I have not played with you guys in a long time. Will the contract last forever? That's the thing, man. So here's where I'm confused. Here's where I'm confused, chat. All right. So I've heard from so many different YouTubers that the triple play bribe ends in 3 days. Like when the contract says it expires. So let me go to the black market right here. If I go to contracts and I go to specials, you guys can see that expire time. You guys see that expire time right above the triple play card? It says it expires in 20 hours, which is weird. That doesn't make any sense. It literally doesn't make any sense. You have no game volume? All right, let me go ahead and fix that for you guys. Apparently I have no game volume. I'll fix that right here. Perfect. Let's do that. All right, now you guys should have game sound. I apologize for that. Yo, More Than Divine. What's up, brother? Welcome to the stream, my man. Thank you very much for stopping by. We have 200 people in here right now. You guys are all fantastic. I appreciate the love for realsies. For reals. What's up, Isaac Beast? How you doing today, man? Louis C. Welcome to the stream. So, I don't think it does expire, though. That's the thing. Everyone's saying it expires, and I don't think it does. And here's the reason why. There's no way Treyarch would introduce a bribe, have it be in Black Ops 3, and literally only have it be active for a weekend. 100 wins in one weekend? That's a lot for even like a diehard player like me to actually get. That's a lot for a player like me to even get. So, in all honesty, I think that all this hype and all this, you know, fear that it's going to go away in the next 20 hours is fake. I don't think it's actually going to go away in the next 20 hours. And I'm just telling you guys that just to reassure a lot of you, because I know you guys are like probably freaking out like, oh, I got to get these, you know, 100 wins in 3 days. I just don't think that's reasonable. And I think Treyarch knows that. They've never done that before. So, take my word for it. I'm pretty sure it's going to last. Yeah, we will be playing some gun game, guys. I want to play with some viewers here right off the bat. So if you guys want to play with me, my party is now open. Go ahead and join up on my session. We should be good to go. Go ahead, guys. Join on up. It's about to be lit. Hennis, you scared the shit out of me last night. I didn't know anyone else was up when I was. What time did you fall asleep? Literally, bro, I was messaging you like 5 seconds before I fell asleep. If you guys can't join my session, let me know. I may just have to restart my game. Sometimes that happens. What's going on, Nightfather Hennis? I've broken my PPSH. You have a broken PPSH? What? What does that even mean? Hey, Ocean, do you have a fidget spinner? Lol, RIP, man. RIP. You deserve 1 mil? Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. It's 3 days to activate it, not to do it. Exactly, Vanix. Thank you. Like, there's all these YouTubers that are saying that it's like, that it actually expires in 3 days, that you only have 3 days to do it. Nope. Nope. That's not right. That can't be right. Hennis, I've started uploading videos. Hey, Cammy Reed, that's awesome, bro. Hopefully you've been enjoying it. Yeah, I actually went ahead. Speaking of which, Cammy Reed, I know you're a top donator. I know More Than Divine, you're a donator as well. This is really off-center. It's actually triggering me. Let's move that here more towards the center. Congrats on 50K. Thank you, man. You guys can't join? All right, let me restart my game here really quick. Restart my game. What's going on, Ride K? How you doing today, man? Lewis Thonk, Jameis Douglas. What's up, bro? So if you guys want to join me, by the way, if you do want to join into my session, all you guys got to do is join my BO3 social group, which is called the Hennis Army. Join up on that, and then be able to join my session. If you guys type !group in the chat, the Nightbot will actually give you a that's actually a command for Nightbot, and Nightbot will actually give you the exact name of my group. But you guys can see over here on the left-hand side, More Than Divine, up there at the top donator spot with $543. The man's insane. The man's insane. We got Cammy Reed in here as well. That's how I recognize him. He's down there just at the number 20 spot, bro. He's down there with 32 bucks. You guys are all legends, though, for real. I just wanted to show you guys this because I know some of my top donators have been asking me to update this for a long time because it hasn't been updated. This is literally up to the second exact, except for Josh Adam. Josh Adam donated $5 and I haven't added his in yet. I'm pretty sure he's still on there. Josh Adam? Yeah, Josh Adam is still on there, so. You're beautiful. Yo, you know, more than divine. Honestly, bro, you're beautiful. What's up, ACG? How you doing today, brother? Welcome to the stream. All right, guys. All right. Here we go. I'm back in Black Ops 3. Let me go ahead and switch my scene right back here. You guys should be able to join my session now. I'll show you guys. My party is open. Maximum of 6 people. And we got a nat type, open nat type as well. So is your fidget spinner. It's just like the generic one. It's just like the generic black one. It's kind of hard to... Yo, Cracked Games. Thank you very much for the follow, homie. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, my man. But yeah, it's just like the generic one. I'll go full screen right here so you guys can see it. It's nothing special. It's just a fidget spinner. It doesn't have any like cool designs on it or anything. But hey, you know what? It's a fidget spinner. And in all honesty, I actually bought 2 of them. The reason I did that is because my sister's birthday is coming up in like 2 days. It's on Tuesday, so I got one of these for her. Just as sort of like a little gag gift. I don't know if she's actually going to use it or think it's funny or not, but hey, I figured I'd get one for her nonetheless. What's going on, Transform? How you doing today, bro? I got to put this away, though, because it's low-key going to keep me distracted. I just subscribed. Hey, thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate it, my man. Yeah, guys, thank you all, honestly, so very much for the support over these last couple days. You guys have been insane. Literally, I uploaded the video yesterday that did crazy well. It was a level 1000 unlocking his first DLC weapon. You guys showed that video crap tons of support. Why did we vote Safeguard?
You're the best YouTuber ever.
Yo, honestly, man, you're the best fan ever. All right, I got you, bro. Doesn't let me join? Yeah, sorry, bro. I'm actually, it's because the party's full. Notice my messages? Yo, A7X777. What's up, man? 70th stream in a row. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping by. You're a legend. Why can I not hear the music? Do you guys even hear the music right now? Oh, I'm dumb.
You've reached tennis capable.
I'm actually dumb. We hear it? Okay, perfect. You guys hear game sound? Okay, cool. What's going on, Uzi? How you doing today, man? What's going on, Daniel Rubio? I'm so cakes. Was that Isaac Beast level 1000 account? Yeah, it was. You better stream on your birthday. Yo, I will be streaming on my birthday, man. I will be streaming on my birthday. Don't you worry. We will be live on the grand old birthday. Why did we get Skyjack Safeguard? Like, literally, Nukejacked is a dope playlist, but why did we get Safeguard? This game mode is trash. Yo, we have 300 people in here right now, guys. Let's get some 300 viewers spam in the chat. Make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe if you're new as well. I would really appreciate it. What's going on, Dan Radcliffe? How you doing today? You better believe I got something for you. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hold on. I was hearing like a really weird duplicate there. Yo, what's up, bros? I love that there's double crypto keys right now as well. Like, that's lit. Let me know if game sound is too loud or too quiet. If I need to turn anything up or turn anything down, just let me know and I can do that for you guys. Wow, I just got naded. If you get a nuke, I'll donate $100. Yo, dude, I'm not worthy of $100, my man. What's going on, Trevor Ortiz? How you doing today, brother? To complete more of these wins, we'll probably just end up hopping into gun game at some point to try to get these as quickly as possible. I'm trash today. I like Safeguard, bro. That's the thing, though. Safeguard just takes a long time. That's the only thing. Yo, thank you very much for the Twitch follows, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you guys don't know, I am actually live over on Twitch right now. So if you guys want to come ahead and stop by, if you guys usually subscribe to my YouTube. Black Ops 3 just took an L. An error occurred? Can we get back into the game or no? Did the whole game crash? The whole game crashed. Bro, what? Who remembers the Survival Island series? Yo, Squadron Ace. That's a long time ago, man. OGs remember that. The OGs remember that. What's going on, Jazz? How you doing today, man? William Young, how you doing today, brother? RIP, bro. Let's get some RIPs in the chat, guys. I don't know what happened there. Quee Swift, how you doing today, man? Dude, literally, that's such a shame. Literally. Well, you know what? At the same time, it's probably a sign. Treyarch's like, listen, Henis, you got to get these wins, bro, and you're not doing it in Safeguard. So get your butt over to, like, Domination, because that's just not happening. Knight, thank you very much for that Twitter follow, or that Twitch follow, not Twitter follow. Twitch follow. I appreciate it. If you guys head over to my Twitch right now, there is a link down there in the description below. I'm actually live over on Twitch right now, guys. Make sure you go over there, drop a follow. When you guys follow that, your name will appear up on screen. And I'm going to be doing some exclusive live streams on Twitch, like some late night streams coming up here soon. It'll be like some, you know, we'll be doing some like other games other than Call of Duty, which should hopefully be a lot of fun. The Gamer, what's up, man? How you doing, Dat Toilet? What's up, man? Yo, Hennis, I'm sorry I've missed some of your streams. I got my phone taken away. Yo, honestly, bro, no worries, fam. As long as you guys are back here supporting the streams now, or supporting the videos whenever you can, I appreciate it. All right, guys, back here in Black Ops 3. Go ahead and join up on the session again. Let's get this going. Slays, what's up, man? Did I lose subs? No, bro, I didn't lose any subs. I don't think I did. I mean, sometimes people unsubscribe. You guys can see the live YouTube sub count down there in the lower right-hand corner, and sometimes people just unsubscribe just for the hell of it. When does the contract end? So you have until, I think you have like 20 more hours to actually activate it. And then you have as much time as you want to complete it. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that are telling you that you have to complete it in the next 24 hours, that you actually have to get the 100 wins in the next 24 hours. And that's not true. I'm telling you, they're liars. They're liars. Because there's no way. It just doesn't make sense. So I wouldn't stress about it too much. I'm pretty confident that Treyarch wouldn't do that to us. So honestly, take your time with the wins, but just make sure that you take the 30 seconds or whatever to hop into Black Ops 3 and just activate it so you have it on your account, so you have it ready. How many wins left? We have a lot left, man. We are moving incredibly slowly with this. Let me show you. We have 27 out of 100 wins. I haven't been grinding this a whole lot.
I'm the guy with the broken PPSH.
Oh, okay. Yo. Dude, yeah, I'm going to have to hit you up on Twitter. I can't talk in game to you guys, but... What's going on, iBlur Royalty? How you doing today, man? I have 33 wins. Yeah, bro, in all honesty, these wins take a while, man. I mean, and I wasn't grinding a whole lot yesterday, to be honest with you. Yesterday, I actually didn't play Black Ops 3 at all. I uploaded the video for you guys, but I didn't actually play. Thank you to all of you guys that are following my Twitch stream. You guys are awesome. Showing a crap ton of support. It really does mean a lot to me.
No, I'm about to use this game.
Albert, what's up, man? How rich is more than divine? Dude, I don't know, man. But the fact that he's donated over 500 bucks to my stream, the man's just insane. He's just he's extremely generous, bro. What's going on, Galaxy Cat? How you doing today, bro? What's up, DJ Music? What you doing right now, bro? We're just grinding some wins in Black Ops 3, trying to get this bribe done, man. I want to have these bribes just like sitting on my account ready for when new weapons drop, which will hopefully be sometime in like mid-June, late June, sometime here. Daniel Rubio, what's up, man? Isaac, how you doing today, brother? Do I play on Xbox too? I'm sorry, bro, I do not.
Look at my hands. Tell me what you see. Can anyone tell me what you see in my hand?
Hold on. Once I spawn in, I gotta see this guy. Alright, this is Jack guy.
Do I have anything in my hands? Johannes, look at my hands.
Nah, he has nothing in his hands, bro. Wait a minute. He's got nothing in his hands.
Someone kill me.
What the hell? Albert, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream.
I can't die. Come on.
Oh, there's a guy behind us. Yeah, we're slaying out here, guys. I'm going to make a video on this class setup for all of you guys because this class setup literally slays. Hold on, I got to get out of the way here. I'm about to die. Oh my god, dude, there's people everywhere. Hey, does the bribe have unlimited time? Yes, I believe so. Yo, are we lagging?
Wait, you guys, whoever dies, next, come here and tell me and look at my fire rate on this PPSH.
Yo, has this guy got a glitched PPSH or something? I graduated high school? Hey, Fusion, congratulations, man. That's awesome. Congratulations, bro, for real. That's a great accomplishment, man. How you doing, Neon Cat? Welcome to the stream. Yo, there's way too many. Dude, I literally have no ammo.
Help.
Holy crap. Nope.
Good.
Dude, we're literally... Is this server laggy or something? You guys see this? We're getting shot from, like, behind walls.
Why can't
How you doing, Visual Gamer? Welcome to the stream, man. Yo, what is this? ACG Scopes? My man. The man himself.
Whoever dies next. Hey, where you at? I'm in the back of one. Yeah, I'm in the back of one.
Yo, I love you too, man. Hey, I got you, homie. Oh, God. Bro, hopefully.
Yeah, I know. I told you.
Yo, ACG, thank you very much for the generous donation. Ladies and gentlemen, ACG just came in with a $5 dono. That man's a legend. He's a mod in my stream. One of my top donators. I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Can we get an ACG spam in the chat, guys? Thank you very much. I would really appreciate it. Oh, he's upstairs. What did we just get? Oh, he had the Banshee, bro. Wow. My God. How you doing today, Jack? Welcome to the stream, man. This guy's just seriously sitting back here. Oh, yo, I'm blind. Oh, that guy just got melted, bro. Did you guys see that? We just snapped onto him.
I can't hear my fire.
We
can't
just...
hear my bullets on my PPSH.
He can't hear the bullets?
Where they hit. You'll hit it. Oh, God. My PPSH.
Oh, I get that guy.
Oh, dang it. Now I got a guy again.
Oh, no. Yo, who keeps getting this hater, bro? Who keeps calling in these haters? Someone is going off. Yo, this class it up shreds. This class it up shreds. Bro, I'm a god. I'm actually a god. We're going off right now.
So terrible.
Yo, guys, let's get some hype in the chat. We're going off with this class.
I think it's my favorite weapon.
Yo, what?
Look good.
How you doing, Kieran? Welcome to the stream. We're actually on. We're on Merciless. What the hell?
Look at my fire rate.
Damn, dudes, we're shredding right now.
Fire rate is over 9,000.
How you doing, Aaron Morris? Welcome to the stream, bro. Oh, we actually got a hater ourselves. Yo, I didn't even realize we got a hater. You guys see that? Yo, let's try to get wraps here real quick. Oh, we got wraps. We got the wraps, baby. Oh, he's dead. I was just shooting a dead body. What's up, Nacho? Did we get a kill chain? No way. Did we actually get a kill chain? The whole chat's telling me we got a kill chain.
It's so hard to aim when your bullets go everywhere.
Mega Sickness, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream, man. Yo. These guys need to chill shooting down my streaks. 29 and 5. Holy crap. Go nuclear? Bro, I was hoping we would get a nuclear there, but unfortunately not. Aaron Boyd, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. We have over 400 people in here. You guys are legends. What's going on, Pro Hennis is a god? How you doing today, man? Alpha Wolf. Another gun to get dark matter. Yo, true, man. True. Damn, dudes. We're actually shredding with that class. Damn, I'm going to show you guys that class setup right there in a second. What's up, Kill Me Up? How you doing today, man? Welcome to the stream. Yo, I got to check. We got to check my medals after that. I didn't think we got a kill chain, but apparently we did. You guys all started, like, freaking out, so I got to check. You're the greatest. Yo, Garrett, I appreciate that, my man. Thank you very much. How you doing, Hype Shots? Welcome to the stream. No vids but subs. How you doing today, man? You got a nuclear? Hey, Coyote got a nuclear. He went 31 and 2 and he got a nuclear. That's lit. That's awesome. Yo, Venom Spike, I'm doing awesome, man. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. We're just working on grinding these ones right now, guys. I'm playing at an OP party. These guys are hella good. Like, jeez. Guys are really good. We have literally 274 likes, and we haven't even been live for a half hour. You guys are insane. Keep dropping likes. Do you guys think we could hit 500 likes before a half hour in the stream? We've got 8 more minutes to do that. We have 400 people, 450 people in here. I don't know, man. That'd be a big goal to reach. Shout me out again. I'm a fan. Yo, I got you. What's up? Kill me up. Max12 Allen says, Hennis,
whatever
you should...
you have to see the fire rate on my PPSH. It is godly.
Yo, I believe you, bro. What's going on, Spring Trap? How you doing today, man? How you doing, Tanner Story? How do you donate? If you guys do want to donate to the stream, there's a link at the top of the description down below. What's up, Gas Mask? How you doing today, man? Do we have unlimited time on the 100 wins? Yes, you do. I'm like 99% sure. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that are telling you you have to complete the 100 wins in like the next 20 hours when the contract says it's expired. But I don't think that's true. I think that's the amount of time you have to actually activate it. But you have as much time as you want to actually get the wins after you've activated it. So I would just activate it and then I wouldn't stress too much about it. I'm pretty sure you guys will be fine. Pro Hennis is a god. What's up, man? I like your username. Dropped a like. Thank you, guys. Yo, let me know once you guys dropped a like or subscribed in the chat. And I'll give you guys little mini shout-outs. How you doing, Holy Coley? Welcome.
The fire rate on my PPSH.
What's going on, Vichy? How you doing today, brother? Alpha Wolf, how you doing today, man? Low-key, what's up, bro? Oh, I forgot to show you guys the class setup. I'm actually dumb. I'm actually dumb.
I don't know why.
I'm actually dumb. You know what? I'll show you guys the class setup after this game. I'll show you guys. Or actually, I can just show you guys. I can show you guys the class setup right as the game starts. And I forgot to check if we got a chain killer, bro. I'm sorry. I'm trying to interact with chat. There's literally so many people to interact with, so it just goes by crazy fast. I'm sorry. What's up, Shane Videos? I'll show you guys the class setup right now, though. I'll show you guys the class setup. Love your videos. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I got distracted. Oh, what's up, Matthew? How you doing today, man? All right, so this is the class setup. The attachments aren't loading up here, but I use the PPSH with ELO, grip, quick draw, and fast mag. Elo, grip, quick draw, and fast mag. And then afterburner, fast hands, and scavenger as my perks.
Turn around and look at my hand and we spawn in.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna mute all these guys. I like talking to you guys, I do, but I just like to concentrate on the game. All right. I just like to concentrate on the game. What's going on, Max Shover? How you doing today, man? Welcome to the stream. Oh no 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 no! Stay off my hard point, boy. Yo, you guys think we can drop a nuclear in this game right now? A nuclear gameplay? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a guy behind me. Yo, I have no idea where these guys are spawning. I think the spawn's already flipped. Let's see if we can drop a nuclear this game, guys. I really want to drop one so badly. We've got an OG party here as well, so these guys are gonna like keep dropping good streaks for me to get a nuclear. What's up, Fusion HD? How you doing today, my man? Damn. All right, here we go. Once we get on our hater, this is gonna get a lot easier. Whew. Whew, whew. What's going on, Italian? How you doing today, brother? Oh shoot, I don't like the fact that they have that. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm low-key about to die. Oh, that guy just melted me. What's the FOV on PS4? I'm pretty sure it's just 65. It's either 65 or 80. I forget exactly what the direct correlation is to PC. Spawn's gonna flip. I'm calling it. What's up, Oh Snap? How you doing today, man? Oh, shoot. Teammate just chilling right there. Jason, what's up, brother? I thought that was a teammate. Yo, I gotta pay attention more to this game. I keep talking about how I want to drop a nuclear. I keep looking over at chat because I want to interact with you guys, but... Yo, Joker Squad, shout out to you, man. What's going on, Sean? How you doing today, brother? Where is this guy? Dude, who's this, like, person tossing out smokes everywhere? Like, what the hell is this? Yo, what? Is this guy just... This guy's just been standing AFK. He's low-key gonna feed the enemies. What's going on, Dimmer? How you doing today, man? I'm wondering where that guy went. There's another guy over here. Yo, thank you very much for the Twitch follows, guys. I really do appreciate it. You guys are all legends. Thank you very, very much. Thank you to Adrian and Matt for your subs. I appreciate it, guys. Once you guys have subscribed to my YouTube channel, let me know that you did so in the chat, and I'll give you guys a little mini shout-out. Give you guys little mini shout-outs. Are they still spawning back here? No, we're good. How many wins do I need? Right now, we got like 27 out of 100, so we still got to have a bit of a ways to go. Yo. Oh, how did I not get that guy? Where'd that guy go? Yo, Pokejon, what's up, man? Yo! Yo. Yo, thank you very much, homie. I appreciate it, my man. Thank you very much. Can we get a... How do we pronounce your name? Is it Pokejoganin? I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for their generosity. I really do appreciate it a lot. Dude, he had a melee weapon. What a joke. So I really do appreciate it, man. I don't, like, there's a lot of people that still want me to open up their bribes that I've already talked to, that I've promised I'd open up their bribes for them. So I'm sorry, man, but I can't be opening up any new bribes right now. And I do apologize for that. But I'll be sure to hit you up, man. Yo, just, like, hit me up on Twitter and say, like, yo, I'm the guy that donated. I want you to open up my bribes. And then if you want me to, I could open it up, like, quickly in a live stream or something like that. I don't know if it'll be today, but I'll try to do it as soon as possible, man. All right? I got you. Dude, this one guy with the nunchucks is, like, destroying me. My teammate's got a hater, and I can't even do anything. Like, literally. I should have used my teammate's hater to get myself a hater. But we suck, guys. I was gonna say, that guy's in there somewhere. Oh, God. Yo, what? Dude, these guys are everywhere. I hate these smokes, bro. These smokes are so stupid. Who's tossing out these smokes? Nope. Yo, I gotta get out of here. I'm in a bad spot. I'm in a bad spot. Oh, yo, my teammate got a hater. It's lit. It's lit. Thank you very much, teammate. I appreciate you. That's probably Coyote. Literally, Coyote's just been shredding up, getting the haters everywhere. All right, here we go. On a bit of a streak. Oh, we got 24 bullets left. Are you joking? Oh, no, no, no. Perfect, perfect. Pretty sure this guy's still chilling back here. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Gotta keep using the PPSH. Yo, type 1 in the chat if you guys think we can drop a nuclear right now. Type 1 in the chat if you guys think we can get this. I want to see... I better see some 1 spams in the chat, guys. Oh, God. We're really close to our hater. We're really, really close. Here we go. We got ourselves a hater. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Ali Nosh, how you doing today? Welcome to the stream. No! Ah! Oh my god. Yo. We just absolutely turned on that guy. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We just got ourselves our wraps as well. Hopefully the wraps won't steal like too many of my kills. We gotta get ourselves in a better position than this. We're not in a good position right now. Look at all these guys just chilling back here. What the hell? Yo, that guy's lagging hella bad. Thank you for all the Twitch follows, guys. I appreciate it. Dang it. Nope, I'm not even gonna bother. There's just too many of them, bro. There's too many. I think this guy's upstairs. He's just watching the door. No, 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 it's not worth it, bro. How? How did we not get him? Literally. I suck. Dude, let's get some RIPs in the chat, guys. Maybe we can still pull it off. If we like went in really hard this game, might be able to pull it off. We might. We just might. Oh my god, yo, talk about lag. You guys see these guys? Yo, Higgsy, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream, man. Hey, come back here. Stop shooting at my teammates. I don't know. Dude, I felt so... I really thought we were going to be able to get that guy so easily. Oh! Oh my god. Yo, what was that spawn? Did you guys see that? They literally all just spawned right there. No, I'm not even going to peek that. I'm not even going to peek that. Whoa, 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 whoa. What are these guys made of? These guys are literally just made of, like, invincible armor. Or something. I don't know. Alright, we're kind of going off. We're kind of going off. Let's pop this. We're just going to rush into their spawn. And, of course, my teammates take all of them. We got ourselves another hater, though. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's get Liddy up in here. We got over 500 people. You guys are legends. He had a C4. He had C4. No. I was so ready for that to be the one. Okay. Okay. Hello? Internet connection? Are you still here? Nope. Whew. Yo, did you guys just see the kill feed right there? Disco, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. If you guys are new, make sure you go ahead, drop a sub. I'd really appreciate it. Don't you dare kill me. Gotta go over this way. HENISAPPS every stream. I'm trying to get that mod. Yo, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I'm not really interacting in chat right now, guys. I'm really trying to focus up on this gameplay right here. We're going 59 and 7. Damn, like we're doing hella good. What? Of course I needed to reload. Oh god, dude. Oh my god, there's literally people everywhere. There's literally people everywhere. What? I'm dead. No! I ran out of bullets. I was like, you know what? Let's just charge right into there. See what we can do. Dudes, look at how well we're doing in this game right now, though. We're actually shredding. This class setup is insane. What? This class setup is actually crazy. I added a like. Yo, thank you guys. Be sure to let me know in the chat once you guys are subscribed, and I'll give you guys some little mini shoutouts. Just say like I just say like I subscribed in the chat or something like that. I'll give you guys a shout out. What's going on, Fatal Jones? How you doing today, man? They're all gonna be rushing me this way. Damn. What's going on, King Jack? Thank you very much for the like. I appreciate it. I can't talk, dude. I'm getting caught up in my words right now. I'm like, oh god. I don't know, bro. I literally don't know why I'm not killing some of these guys. It's crazy. Yo, thank you very much, Tracy, Linderman, Jobless, Baller, Liam, Unknown, Lewis. How you guys all doing today? Theodore, Ali, CG Marks, the relaxing end, not the real one. Matt Carter, welcome to the stream. Troy, Liam, welcome to the stream. JCP, Raphael, Beast, Matthew, Disco. Thank you guys all so very much. All of you guys that I just shouted out, you guys are the real OGs for dropping that sub. I appreciate it a lot. Okay. Okay. Damn. 600 viewers. You guys are all legends. Make sure you guys drop a like in the stream as well if you're new. I really appreciate the support. You guys have been like literally going ham on my channel recently with the love. I really do appreciate it. I'll be sure to play with some more viewers during the stream as well. And if you guys want to play with me, all you guys got to do is make sure you're a part of my BO3 social group. Holy God. Make sure you're a part of my BO3 social group, and you can join it by joining the HENIS Army. That's the name of my BO3 social group. And once you've joined it, you should be able to join up on my session. What's up, dude? Getting punched into the Netherland. 90 and 15. Yo. We actually should have been able to drop 100 plus right there. Hennis, can I please have a shout out? I just started YouTube. I know this sounds bad, but I don't mean for it to sound bad. Yo, Cammy Reed, shout out to you, bro. Thanks for coming by the stream. Hennis, what's up? How you doing? Hey, Zeus, welcome to the stream. What's going on, Hype Bros? How you doing today? I dare someone to donate $50. Cammy Reed, what? What? Yo, have we gained 1,000 subscribers today? You guys, like literally, today has been, the growth for today has literally been insane. Let me check my social play. Get ready to spam 1,000 in the chat if we actually ended up growing 1,000 subs today. I gotta see this. I gotta see this. We did, ladies and gentlemen. We grew 1,000 subscribers today. You guys are insane. Let's get a 1,000 sub spam in the chat. Yo, Tyreek, welcome to the stream, my man. How you doing today? Eternal Flames, welcome. Let's get a 1,000 spam in the chat. We gained 1,000 subscribers today. A K subs. What? What? What's up? It's Mercs. How you doing today, homie? 1,000 new subscribers in one freaking day. That is insane. That's actually insane. Let me go ahead and show you guys the class that I was using here. I can give you guys a better look at it now that when we're not actually in the game. And I'll get a new lobby right now as well. Yeah, absolutely. Even though those guys were absolutely shredding it up, I'll get a brand new lobby here for all of us. Let me go ahead, mute that guy, just so I know who I've already played with, and then we'll go ahead, leave alone. I'll go ahead and hop in right here. All right, yeah, so if you guys want to join up on my session, go ahead and join my BO3 social group, which is right here. It's called the HENIS Army. Once you've joined up on that, find me in there, and then just go ahead and join my session. You guys should be good to go. Or if you have an easier way to join me, like, I don't know if you guys have any interesting ways to session join me from my PSN profile, whatever. My PSN name, by the way, is in the description of the stream if you guys want to go ahead and check that out. How you doing today? Faye Norderov. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. We have like 26 viewers on Twitch right now. That's pretty dope. 1,000 likes. Yo, you guys think we could hit 1,000 likes for getting 1,000 new subs in one day? 1,000 likes on this stream. How many are we at right now? Let's check. I subbed to your channel. Thank you, Cultured Harp. I appreciate it, man. How many wins left? Dude, we are not close at all. Like, literally, I didn't grind anything yesterday. We've got 29 out of 100. So I'm going to play with some viewers here. We'll have a good time. And then I'll be sure to, we'll play some gun game as well, just to sort of make sure that everything goes by quickly. Let me see how many. We have 547 likes, yo. What? We're 37 minutes into the stream. I don't think I've ever gotten that many likes that quickly. That's actually crazy. All right, I'm just waiting for somebody else to join up here who I have not already played with. All right, beautiful. Let me go ahead and mute all these guys. I love talking to you guys, I really do, but unfortunately, I don't have a microphone on my PS4. The only mic that I have is this one, and it's got to be attached into my computer so you guys can hear me when I stream. So I apologize for that, but... Oh, domination. Hell yeah. What's going on, Ryan Willis? How you doing today, man? Welcome to the stream. Viper Maestro. Open the supply drops for 100K subs? Open the supply drops? No, I'm not going to open up any of the supply drops that I have right now. I see what you're saying. I don't want to open up the 164 crypto keys that I have or any of these supply drops because I already have every single DLC weapon on Black Ops 3. And so what I'm doing is I'm saving all of these for when new weapons actually drop. So that's my plan. I'm thinking ahead. And then when this once I complete this triple play, I'm going to keep that on my account as well until new weapons drop because I have no reason to open them. I'll show you guys right now. Let me show you guys the class setup as well too because I don't want to forget this. Elo sight, quick draw, grip, fast mag, third attachment, afterburner, fast hands, and scavenger. Those are the attachments and the perks that I have on this class setup. And this thing shreds. And if you want to go that extra mile, you know, you can go ahead and throw on yourself a little bit of a sexy camo. We have dark matter on it. Let's go ahead and throw on the Into the Void camo though. Is that camo? That's the thing. The PPSH does not look great with camos, unfortunately. Let's throw on the Into the Void camo though. Flocky, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Yes, I'm live on YouTube and Twitch right now, guys. So if you want to go ahead, you know, whichever one you prefer watching on does not matter to me. Come hang. It's lit. Make sure you guys tweet out about the stream as well. Overlord Raid, what's up, man? Thank you very much for the raid, homie. Appreciate it. My personal gamer tag is just KRNGHenis, KRNGHenis. You guys can find that down there in the description of the stream. Have my babies. Yo, Tomadoodle, I got you, bro. Yo, Fatal Gaming Jones, what's up, man? Thank you very much for the like. Shazib, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but I appreciate your like. Muhammad Gaming, thank you very much for your sub and your like. I subbed and liked. Yo, appreciate it, man. You guys are awesome. Yeah, let me know once you guys have subscribed to the channel, and I'll be sure to shout you guys out. When you guys subscribe as well, you'll see your names pop up right here on screen, and drop a like as well. I'd appreciate it. Lone Wolf says, I'm ugly. Listen, bro. I'm hot as hell. Hennis, can you show us your gamer muscles? Listen, guys. This is 100% pure gamer muscle right here. Pure gamer muscle. It's like the SpongeBob arms. You guys are probably referencing the video that I uploaded today. Or yesterday, I mean. I subscribed Eli Roberts, Jang City. Sammy, welcome to the stream. Sammy, how you doing today? I love domination much more than I love hardpoint because it's easier to control the spawns and I can get more kills. It's lit. The only thing that sucks is that the game modes don't last as long, but that's okay. We compensate. Ooh. Yo, wait, what? Can you not, please? Thank you. They're over at B. I'm not all about that, though. Yo, Dem Raps, shout out to you, homie. I thought that was an enemy. I was about to freak out. Put ourselves right here. I feel like this isn't a very safe spot to put myself. We're giving it a shot. Woo! Spawns flip. Spawns flip. I called it. This guy even have a weapon? He didn't have any scav packs. Wait a minute. Don't we have scavenger on this class setup? I'm gonna need my scav packs. Oh, we're securing A. Team, why? Why would we secure A? This is what happens. I play with an OG set of viewers and they push spawns too hard. And then crap like this happens. Where the spawns flip. We can't be having that. We can't be having this. Hell nah. Unknown, what's up, man? Yo, I can't go after that guy. He's got a knife. Is he still up there? Oh. Is he going up top? He is. Oh, he just died. Okay, thank God. Hold on. Does this guy have scav packs? He does. Beautiful. Yo, guys, we're dropping a nuclear this game. I want you guys to all be ready for this, all right? It's about to be lit. Another guy sitting back there. Let's call in our wraps as well. We might as well. We're 9-0, dudes. Let's freaking go. FaZe Loops, how you doing today, man? Welcome to the stream. Oh, these guys all leaving? Oh, okay. More people are joining. Yo, let them cap it. Let them cap it. Let them cap it. My teammates, they get too greedy, bro. Allie, what's up? Welcome to the stream. And now, I just called in my wraps, too. That was my bad. I should not have called in my wraps right there. That was a bad judgment call. That was not a good call on my part. Because this is just going to make him rage quit if, like, 10 times harder. Ooh. Alright, let's go, let's go, let's go. I don't know why my teammates be pushing spawns too hard. The Sausage Gaming, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. We have our kinetic armor here as well. We're 13-0. My wraps are literally getting like 0 kills because there's like nobody in this lobby. But that's okay. Oh god, there's a guy over here. Dude, thank God he didn't come back here towards C. I literally would have been screwed. What's up, Subway? How you doing today, man? Yo, I had Subway the other day. It was actually pretty damn good. It was actually pretty damn good. Why did I just pop my kinetic, and why are we triple capping? Team! Literally, what are my teammates doing? What are my teammates doing? Who's getting all these caps? Teammates! What? What? Yo, guys, if we choke this nuclear, I'm gonna be so pissed. What's up, Skull Slayer? How you doing today, man? I should have killed you. Thank you. We're on a Ruthless. Alright, guys, we're halfway to our nuclear. We're literally halfway there. We just got to make sure these guys don't leave. And we should be able to get this. This is a bad place to sit. I'm going to die. I'm going to die because these spawns don't make any sense. My teammates keep pushing spawns. What is happening? Now we're losing B. See, they're spawning middle. Oh, no. We're all screwed. I subscribed. Thank you, Allie. I appreciate it. Dude, we're literally all screwed. The game's over. RIP. Look at this, though. There's actually a full 6-man on the other team, and look at how hard it is for me to find people. We're 20-0. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just got to keep this up. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're dropping a nuclear. If I drop a nuclear right now, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm gonna follow somebody on Twitter that's in the chat. What's going on, XOXO? How you doing today, man? YF64, how you doing? Craig Psycho, welcome to the stream. Hennis, you should have 2 different chats, one for YouTube and another for Twitch. I know, man, I'm sorry. I have Twitch and YouTube open up right here, and then I've got YouTube open up over here, and it's hard to follow both. I'm sorry. I try to interact with the Twitch people as well, because I know I don't show you guys as much love, because I have like a crap ton of people over on my YouTube stream. Yo, okay, we're like literally 1 kill off of a hater. If I choke this, I'm literally dumb. If I choke this, I'm actually dumb. Or he's lagging. Whew. Okay. Stay off my beef lag, please. Do I call in my raps? Do I do it? What do we do, chat? Type 1 in the chat if I'm calling in my raps. Type 1 in the chat if I should call in my raps. What do I do? What do I do, everybody? Tell me what to do. I can't make decisions for myself. Nope, 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 nope. That guy's up top. That's not a good call. Oh! I'm scared, chat. You guys are all typing 1. Alright, we're calling in the raps. We called him in. We're 26-0. And they destroyed my hater. That's lit. Let's get some lits in the chat. Alright, raps. Do me some work. Get me some kills. I just need points right now to get my next hater. Nothing else matters right now except another hater. Look at this. Look at these spawns. Look at these spawns. This is what happens. Teammates push up too hard. Spawns flip. And then I get scared. Oh, God. Teammate. What's going on? Yo, Conquer. How you doing today, man? Welcome to the stream. Why do I have this really bad feeling they're all just going to start spawning back here? This, like, really bad feeling. I gotta, like... I really want to interact with you guys in chat, but at the same time, I'm so nervous. Oh, we're on a brutal... Get me inside right now, I swear to God. Of course, my teammates steal the kill. How did I not kill that guy? No. I'm on a brutal, guys. We're literally 5 off. We're 5 kills away. Hashtag Hennis can't aim in the chat. Alright, we got enough ammo, so we should be fine in that department. I shouldn't sit up here for too long. They're gonna start figuring out where I am. If I get killed by an HCXD, I'm going to scream. No! Oh. He had the brekkie. Hater. Thank you. Oh, did we get it? Did we get it? That's gotta be the nuclear, right? Nuclear! Let's freaking go! Get some hype in the chat, my dudes. We got the nuclear calling the Wraith, the Raps. I don't even care. I don't even know what streaks I'm running anymore. Yo, it's lit. We got the nuclear. We didn't choke, guys. We pulled through. We came in clutch. Let's try to go flawless. Let's try to go flawless. Drop a like for that, guys. Oh my. Oh my. How many times should we have died in this gameplay right now? Oh my God, you're gunning for me. Teammate, what's up, dude? Oh, how screwed are we up here? Good stuff, Raps. Good stuff. Yo, they're all going... Like, there's literally one kid at blue car, and they're just all freaking out about him. The Raps are just... Oh, yo. I don't have any ammo. I need a weapon. What is this, the Galil? I'll take it. Did they all leave? There's 4 people left. Let's go. 47-0. We just went flawless, dropped a nuclear, guys. Drop a like for that. That's actually litty. We have over 800 people in here as well. You guys are insane. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel right now if you're new. When you guys subscribe, you'll see your names pop up right here on screen. Look at that, guys. We're actually at 55,399 subscribers. We might actually be able to hit 55,500 if, like, everyone subscribed right now. We could actually hit that. Like, if everyone in the chat subscribed. Drop a sub right now. Let's get a sub spike hype in the chat. Get a like spike. We just got a flawless nuclear. How often do you see that in a live stream? That's definitely deserving of a like, guys. A like and a sub. Let's get it. Like spike right now. That's what I'm talking about, my dudes. That is what I'm talking about. We just got a donation. Yo. We just got a donation. Hey. It's actually lit.
Hennis, my friend.
What's up, Postal Bike? How you doing today, man?
And nothing is ever going to keep you down.
Love the donation sound.
That's all that needs to be said. Haha, bye smile.
Yo, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a Dan spam in the chat coming in with a very generous $1 donation. Means a lot to me, homie. Thank you very much. I appreciate the love. Flawless, guys. Yo, Ears, what's up, homie? Welcome to the stream. We just went flawless. Actually went flawless in a live stream. You guys think we can go back to back? I'm going to do one more game with this party. I'm going to do one more game. And then I'll be sure to back out and get a brand new set of people. Yo, Dugan, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. We got the Do Gang in here. The Do Gang. Welcome to the stream, Dugan. Appreciate you stopping by. Hennis, I'm your biggest fan, Dugan. It's not possible, bro, because I'm your biggest fan. Why are we voting Safeguard? Why is my entire team voting Safeguard? Do my fans not understand how terrible that game mode is? H.J. Dugan, the man, the myth himself. The man, the myth, the legend. How many more games? Yo, we are not close to completing this thing at all. We currently have 30 out of 100 wins, guys. We got 70 more wins to go, which is not looking too good. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Oh, where'd my party go? We'll definitely play some more Nuke Jack here because I want to keep trying to drop like some beast gameplays for you guys. I'm telling you guys, that PPSH class setup literally shreds. If you guys have the PPSH on your class, like throw it on because you will destroy with it. We're going to go up against a try-hard lobby of level 1000s, master prestiges. Let's beat them right here. We're gonna give them the L. Hennis, you scrub 70 wins, takes 5 minutes, you scrub. Listen, Sammy, I don't need your attitude. You're so lit. Thank you, Void Knockout. Appreciate it, man. What about me, Hennis? ACG? Dude, you're the man, the myth, the legend as well. Will I lick your balls? Nah, dude, I'm good. Thank you, though. What have I missed? Gerald, we just dropped a flawless nuclear, man. A flawless nuclear. You guys need 70 more wins too? Hey, well, hey, hop on Black Ops 3 right now and grind with me, dudes. Let's get it. Yo, make sure you guys turn on notifications as well for the channel. If you guys haven't done so already, click that little bell icon that's right below the video player. Once you guys click that, screenshot it either on your phone or on your computer, whatever you're on, and then tweet it at me over on my Twitter at ProHenis because I follow all of my notification squad members back. Drop me a follow on my Twitter as well because I'm always keeping you guys up to date on when my videos are coming out, when my streams are going to go live, all that good stuff. So, yo, did we just get a super chat? Hey! Toddy Boy Central came in with a $5 super chat. That notification should come up on screen here any second. Unless it's like hella delayed. Uh-oh. These guys look good. What attachments on the PPSH? So I have Quick Draw, Grip, and Fast Mag, and Elo sight. Whoa, 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 whoa. You want to stay off me, dog? I hate people that go up into that top window. It's so annoying. What's up, dude? Oh, yep. I'm screwed. I'm screwed. But yo, thank you very much for that $5 super chat, man. I think he wanted a shout out to his YouTube. So shout out to your YouTube, man. I think you said something about just hitting 200 subs or being close to 200 subs. Congratulations, man. That's lit. Keep up the grind, man. I'm telling you, if there's one thing I've ever learned on YouTube is that you can't stop grinding. You can never stop the grind. I swear to God, teammate, if you steal my tag, I will kill you. Did I ever get that other tag? I think I did. Ooh. These guys are all using breckies. Like, literally every single one of them is using a breckie. We're actually close to a hater right now. Yo, imagine if we dropped... Imagine if we dropped a nuclear on 2 level 1000s. Oh, God, I'm so weak. I'm actually so weak. Into the Void camo looks nice. It really does, doesn't it? No! He was right there, bro. Hold on, let me see this guy. Toddy Boy Central, what's up, man? Shout out to you. How did that guy know I was there? Look at how much he was lagging, too. Damn. You're actually doing pretty well. 30. You guys got to get 30 wins? Damn, you guys are good. Whoa. Notice me? I'm Psycho Sid. What's up, brother? Welcome to the stream, man. We're out here representing the UK. Hey, yo, it's lit. Yo, how many of you guys are from the UK? Type 1 in the chat if you guys... Actually, just type 1 in the chat if you guys are from Europe. I want to know how many of you guys are from Europe. Type 1 if you're from Europe. Type 2 if you're from the United States. Let's see who's repping here most in the chat. 1 for the UK, 1 for Europe, 2 for the United States, or 2 for North America, I should say. 2 for North America, and 1 for Europe. Actually, no, it should be the US because we're separating it by country here. Damn, look at all the European viewers, guys. Holy crap, there's a lot of you European viewers. That's lit. Okay, here's all the US people coming in. I think, as I said, the US one a little bit late. We got a pretty good divide here. Yo, the question is, which one's better? That's the real question, right? And before we start a war in my chat. Thought for sure I was gonna die right there. I thought for sure I was dead. Oh god. Hi Hennis, how you doing? Scotty Young, welcome to the stream. You need 70 more? Dang. A lot of you guys still have a lot of wins to go. But hey, actually, you know what? I have 70 wins to go, so I really shouldn't be talking. I'm telling you guys, once you get the wins, it's a nice feeling. And you'll guarantee yourself a free DLC weapon in Black Ops 3. So it's 100% worth it. I'm telling you. There's literally nothing better than getting the triple play contract in Black Ops 3. I feel like I get 2 kills and then I die. Yo, Ispo, or Ipso, thank you very much for that Twitch follow, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the love. If you guys are watching on my YouTube, go check out my Twitch because I am live over there as well. Okay. Okay. I gave up. Yo, Spotted Husky. I'm sorry, guys. There's like a lot of people in the chat. I'm trying to interact with as many of you guys as possible. There's just a lot of you guys. So just trust. Did my game just crash? My game just crashed. Or it didn't crash, but it like froze. It's going to take me a couple seconds to get back in here. How's my Sunday? Yo, Postal Bike. It's going great, man. Literally, the support you guys are showing right now is insane. It's literally insane. If I unequip total victory, do I lose the wins? Yes, you will lose. As soon as you start the triple play, you'll lose all the wins you have towards your total victory. So it's kind of, you know, it's a give and take. Lennox Richardson, what's up, man? I'm 10 wins off. Is that good, bro? That's really good. You're hella close, man. Hop on and, like, get it. Just get it done. Yo, can we get some RIPs in the chat, please? I don't know why Black Ops 3, like, killed me out. But here we go. We're back. That's the greatest part. I don't know why it, like, cancels you out and then just allows you to get back in. I'd imagine if something like that were to happen, it would mean, like, the game crashed. I'm actually going to die to hives. Okay. Let's go. Gotta pick up these tags, boys. This guy's running in here. I think he went upstairs. I'm guessing. I guessed incorrectly. I got you, teammate. I got you. Yo, Legend of AK, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Jose, welcome. Yo, AK, I got something to show you here in just a sec, man. I should have popped my kinetic right there. I tweeted you. Thank you, Tommy. Tommy Connor. Tommy Connor. Can't even say your name. Yes, I appreciate it, man. Literally a super easy name to pronounce. I'm sorry, man. I just butchered it with no excuse. Yo, let's make sure we get this, guys. Make sure we get this win. I'm not taking an L right now. I'm in a 6-man. Do I follow football? Not really, man. I'm actually a huge baseball fan, though. I am a huge fan of baseball. Yo, are we lagging? Are we lagging? Maybe. I think we're good, though. I think my internet's just taking having a little bit of runny diarrhea. I think we're good. Is this clickbait? Nah, bro. We're completing the triple play contract. Oh, God. What's going on, Fallen Pegs? How you doing today, man? If you activate the contract, you have it forever. Yes, you have it forever. And you can take as much time as you want to actually get the wins. There's no time limit to that at all. There are some YouTubers out there that are telling you that there is a time limit, and they're lying to you. They're lying. They're all liars. Legend of AK, man. What an absolute legend. I'm about to show you guys in a second here why he's a legend, alright? Alright, popping this. Get wrecked. That's right, keep challenging me. I got my kinetic popped. I'm invincible. Nope, I ran out of bullets. I legit ran out of bullets. No. I'll donate, but I can't. I'm very sorry. Hey, no worries, man. Honestly, just the simple fact that you guys are willing to be in here right now seriously means a lot to me. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, I want that. I want that tag. Oh, God. There's a lot of people in here. Yo, JCB just came in with a $1 super chat. Hey. Thank you very much, man. That seriously means a lot to me. Thank you. Yo, we got a super chat from my man. Yo, sub notifications are still coming in. We haven't even gotten the first super chat yet. That's ridiculous. That is crazy. Favorite gun in Black Ops 3? The PPSH, man. I'm telling you, the thing is an absolute slapper. I'm going to make a video for you guys about this the PPSH class setup soon because it's so good. Let me go ahead and show you guys something here real quick. Or Legend of AK. This is really for you, bro, all right? So Legend of AK came into my stream the other day and dropped a $100 donation. It was super lit, right? And in one donation, he made it on my top 20 donator list. You guys can see over here on the left-hand side of the screen. In one donation, the man got himself into the number 9 spot with $100 donated. Like, what? And he was telling me after he donated, he's like, bro, I better be updated on your top 20 donator list. So, man, this is for you. It's over here on the left-hand side of the screen. You guys can see it right over there. I appreciate your generosity, man. I had to give you this shout-out. I had to give it to you. Well deserved, bro. Well deserved. That's just crazy. Literally. Amazing supporter. Great guy, too. Great guy. I would donate, but my dad won't let me. Hey, honestly, man, no worries. Fidget spinners are going to rule the world. Hold on one second, chat. Hold on one second. Lit bro, hashtag respect. I got you, man. Literally, respect to you, though, dude. Respect to you. Guys, fidget spinners are taking over the world. They're taking over. Does this make any of you guys triggered? Yo, hold on. Hold on. I want you guys to get ready for this, all right? I'm about to rub my fidget spinner on my mic. I want you guys to tell me if this is like really loud and obnoxious. Why are we voting kill confirmed? Why are we... I'm gonna do one more game with these guys, and then I'll be sure to get try to get like a domination lobby or something like that. We're not playing safeguard. Hell no. All right, I'm about to rub this on my mic, so I want you guys to tell me if this is gonna be like really loud and obnoxious. Okay, we'll do it. We'll do this lobby because it's not up against the tryhards. All right, you guys ready for this? So we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it going really fast, and we're just gonna like. That sound weird? What's going on, Austin? How you doing today, man? Those are annoying. Did that sound really weird? What does that sound like? Yeah, what does that sound like when it rubs up against the mic? Damn, hell yeah, bro. What does it sound like? Alright, headphone users. It sounds like a fart? It sounds like a fart. Interesting. When you break your leg, it sounds like a fart. Okay. It sounds like, is it like really loud? Is it like really, really loud, or is it like, is it not that bad? I like, you got a deep fart. This guy adds the adjective. It's a deep fart. Let me use a different class up here. I've been using the PPSH forever. Let's use the M16. Love you, baby. Yo, XOXO. I love you too, man. I love you too. It's like a fart sound? Okay. A deep fart. Interesting. Very interesting. Yo, by the way, guys, can we get a JCB spam in the chat? I never asked you guys to spam his name, but he came in. Was very generous with his donation. I appreciate it, brother. Yo, we're actually going off right now. These guys all going to start to spawn over here? Dude, we're actually slaying with this thing. Teammates are all going to go. Oh, God. We got to get out of the way here. Woo! Oh, my God. We're actually going off here, guys. No, I wanted to get that guy so bad. Oh my god, dude. That was terrible. That was actually terrible. The M16 is shredding for us right now, though. There's another guy right there, wasn't there? Oh, he's upstairs. Don't think you can hide from me. Oh, shoot. Never mind. I just looked really dumb. Jumped up into the corner, fully expecting him to be there, and he wasn't. Yeah, honestly, dude, Legend of AK is a huge supporter of Carnage, man. It's crazy. Dude, I'm telling you guys, the M16's where it's at. I mean, I know the PPSH is also really good too, but the M16, guys, I'm telling you, this weapon is super good. This thing's super good. Oh, yo. Whoa, he popped his kinetic literally perfectly. That was perfect time. Yo, if you guys are new to the stream, by the way, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. We're on the road to 56,000 subscribers right now. I really would appreciate the support. You guys are insane. Try out with the new pistol? Yeah, I'll try out the new pistol, actually. Right after I die here. As soon as I die. Oh, yo, wait a minute. What's up, bro? Yo, that guy was so confused. He was trying to knife me. One day I'll be Carnage AK. Oh, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. I believe it. That guy actually just melted me. Okay, pistol time. Pistol time. We got the brand new camo on it. Hey, 800 likes. Yo, you guys are crazy. 800 likes in the stream. Was that an enemy Wraith? This man just got a Wraith. Yo, let's get it some 800 like spike in the chat, guys. I appreciate it. You guys are insane. How do we add you? Unfortunately, you can't add me, bro. My friends list is full. What? Could've sworn I had that guy. I remember when you had 19K, been here for the long run. Yeah, some of you guys have been here for a very long time, and it's awesome to see that continued support. Those of you guys who've literally been here for so long. Yo, George Nakar, how you doing today, man? Damn, these guys are actually shredding us low-key. Alright. How? Dude, this thing literally does no damage to people. Can I make my own Carnage logo? I mean, you could, dude, honestly. I'm about to just leave this lobby and get a brand new 6-man. Because I don't want to stay in this game. Because we're most likely going to lose this. This is just a TDM, right? Or is it? No, it's a kill confirmed. Yeah, I'm leaving this. How is that guy even there? How? What's the best zombies map? Oh, dude, that's so hard. I don't play a whole lot of zombies, though, to be 100% honest with you. So I'm not the right person to ask, to be 100% honest with you. To be 100% honest. Car, show us your car. My car's outside, bro. It's not even my car. It's like my family's car. If you activate it, it will be there forever. Yes, yes. That is what is going to happen. Okay, like there's a lot of YouTubers out there that are saying that once you activate it, you only have 3 days to complete it. Like once it expired, like I'll show you guys in the black market. So here's the triple play, right? Triple play right here. And it says it expires in 19 hours. I'm like 99% sure that's not the case. I'm 99% sure that's how much time you have to actually activate it. And then after that time, it'll stay on your account forever. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Yo, MacMax, Hennis been straight killing it right now. Good shit, bro. Yo, MacMax, I appreciate the love, man. Thank you very, very much. Oh, yes, by the way, the group name. Yes, the group that I'm in right now, we already got a brand new 6-man. You guys join up hella quick. But the party that I'm in right now is, or the group, I mean, is called the Henis Army. So join up on that, and then you should be able to join my session. Manny GTA, can you get me a nuke? I'm sorry, bro. I'm not getting nukes for people right now. I'm sorry, man. Zach Wagner, how you doing today, man?
Yo, Hennis, I love your video, man.
Yo, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I appreciate that a lot. It's so humbling, guys, literally, to hear all the kind words from you guys. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Blue Chicken, what's up, my man? Welcome to the stream. Domination, thank God. Owen Miles, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Woo. Woo.
I love you, man.
Yo, I love you too, bro. Your mic's a little bit loud. I'm just going to have to mute you. I'm sorry. That'll let me know that I already played with you guys, too. I mute people so I know I've already played with them. And so, you know, because sometimes the mics are a little bit obnoxious. But I love the kind words, honestly. You guys are amazing. Astonishing Airsoft, what's up, man? M16 setup? Yeah, I'll show that to you guys right here. Right here when I pull this thing out. My Black Ops 3 corrupted. I had to delete it and download it. Will the contract still be there? Yes, because I'm pretty sure it's just attached to your account. It's just attached to your Black Ops 3 account. Because, like, if you were to, like, for instance, log off and go on to another PS4, it would still be there. I just subscribed to you. Thank you, Hanko. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. All right, here we go, guys.
Hennis, I love your vid. Keep up the great work.
Yo, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Means a lot. All right, let's pull out the M16. So I'm pretty sure I've got ELO, Fast Mag, Quick Draw, and High Caliber. ELO, Fast Mag, Quick Draw, and High Caliber. And then Afterburner, Fast Hands, and Scavenger. That's what we're going to be rocking with. Oh, God. We locked it down, boys. We secured it. Batten down the hatches. No, Astonishing Airsoft. People can use foul language, man. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't ban people for using foul language. Like, racist language, that can be banned. But, like, you know, just saying, like, the F word or something. You know that Dismo Supply Shop opening was lit yesterday? Bro, I was watching that. That was really lit. My door just opened for no reason. I'm pretty sure I have a ghost in my room. Does triple play stay on your account? Yes, it does. What's the, like, the delayed hit markers on this thing? Damn. I'm low-key waiting for somebody to spawn right here. What are my wins at? I don't have that many right now, bro. I think I've got like 32 or something like that, so not too many, but we're working. It's a slow grind. It's a slow but steady grind. We're gonna get there. What's up, Carlos? How you doing today, man? Welcome to the stream. Damn, sorry I didn't ban him. I just timed him out. Didn't realize. Sorry. It's alright, bro. It's alright. Yeah, the only thing mods should really be doing is just like banning spammers. That's pretty much it. Just ban people that spam. If anybody says something disrespectful, just I don't care. People are always gonna say stuff. Doesn't matter. I feel like they're over at B. They're over at B. Damn, let's go, boys. Yo, let's try to drop streaks right here. What's going on, Rapids HQ? How you doing today, man? Let's go, boys. Let's go. I'm waiting for them to spawn right back here. Oh, yo. What? He's right there. I was gonna say he's peeking me right there. Oh shoot. Yo, we just got ourselves a hater. Nice. Yo, did that...
Can I get a shout? I am so close to 200 subs and it's nice BTW.
Yo, thank you very much, man. Yo, do you guys see that? That's how delayed this super chat is. We got that super chat like literally so long ago and it's just coming through now. That's amazing. Ollie, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today, brother? Yo, Skit Lieutenant, how you doing today, man? Did I just pronounce your name right? Scott Young, what's up, man? I hate racist people? Bro, who doesn't? I guess racist people. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I just choked all those shots. What's up, the Gaming Beast? How you doing today, man? High five the... Wait. Whoa, whoa. I wasn't even looking at my screen. I just subscribed, turned on notifications. How many wins are you at? Thank you, man, for that. First of all, I appreciate it. Right now, I think we're at like 32 wins or something like that. Let's go, boys. Let's go. What's going on, Taylor Dune? How you doing today? How you doing, Morty? Welcome. You guys think we could drop another gameplay right here? I think it's possible. I think it's possible. We're going in right now. Let's go, let's go. Oh, God, they're on. Did not see that coming. Whew. Alright, we're losing A. Or no, losing C now. Oh, wait a minute. Is that an enemy? They're destroying my UAV. Literally, these guys are shooting down all of my streaks. I'm just trying to get some kills, man. Oh, shoot. They're all going to spawn over here today. I'm calling it. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Shoot. Yeah, there is another round, guys. So hopefully we'll actually still be able to drop this gameplay. Oh my God, that was hella clutch. I don't have that many bullets left. I'm just going to low-key camp right here. I really don't want to die. What's going on, Minnie? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. I'm going to camp right here because I do not want to die. This is way too risky right now. I'm hearing breckies all around me. You're the best YouTuber. Thank you, Scott Young. Appreciate it, man. Imagine if I just died right there. I got to close my door, guys. Literally, my dog opened it up. Can't be disturbing the fam. Yo, we have over 500 viewers. You guys are crazy. Yo, let's try to drop a nuclear right here. What will you guys do if I drop a nuclear? We better hit like 1,000 likes on the stream if we drop a nuclear right here, guys, alright? We got ourselves a hater. You're not on the group? That's what people keep saying, man. But, like, I don't know. I know I'm still a member of the group. It's just weird that I don't show up. I don't know why. What's going on, Mino? How you doing today? Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Icy, how you doing today, man? Got ourselves a hater. Let's call that in. We got our Raps deploy ship. Yo, type 1 in the chat if we should call on our Raps deploy ship, guys. Type 1 in the chat if we should call on our Raps. No, 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 no. No, bro. I actually just choked it. I'm actually terrible. I just called it my Raps. Forget it. I'm pretty sure you guys were going to type 1 anyways. Yo, let's still try to drop a nuke, though. Let's try to get back on our grind here. Let's pull out the PPSH. This is still the M16. What the hell happened? I think we just spawned in too quickly. Max is still watching the stream. What's up, brother? Yo, we choked the gameplay low key. Let's keep out the M16 class here. Let's try to get back on a streak. Let's see if we can get this nuclear. We RIP'd that like immediately after I asked you guys about it. Oh my God, the spawns. Shoot, I wasn't gonna be able to get that. Blackjack, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. All right, we got our PPSH out. We gotta go in hard right now. We actually have to go in hard. Nope. I'm a god. I'm actually a god. I'm a god at this game. I'm a god. Just type god in the chat, please. Just type god. You guys are all spamming McDonald's? Wait a minute. McDonald's is in my stream? Like, verified McDonald's? Yo, Astonishing Airsoft. Go light on the timeouts, bro. You're timing out a lot of people. I don't know how we got that. That was insane. Alright, here we go. Let's try to drop a gameplay right here. We just gotta keep playing smart. Hopefully one of my teammates gets a hater here. That'd be so helpful. That'd be super helpful. How? That man just cross-mapped me. We're going 61-9. We're actually going super off. Yo, let's try to drop 100 plus. What do you guys do if we dropped 100 plus right here? You're a Big Mac? Oh, you're the Big Mac. Yo, is that what people call you? I didn't even know that. Yo, I'm going to start calling you Big Mac from now on. That's awesome. That's a dope nickname, actually. And you know what the best part is? That actually makes sense, too. Oh, shoot. I'm going to die right here. I'm about to die. Oh, shoot. Oh, crap.
UAV on standby.
Assault unit down.
Yo. Relax, dude. I'm trying to go off and get this 100 plus right here. How are we doing? We're 68-11. Yo, we could actually still drop this. If we get another set of streaks, we could definitely still drop this. And the fact that they have a 2 cap right now is actually really good. That'll allow them to make a little bit of a comeback. We just gotta make sure we get on our streaks right now. Back up over here. Let's drop streaks, guys. Let's drop streaks. Let's drop streaks. Here we go.
Get a UAV overhead now.
Sit right here for a second. What's up, Furious? How you doing today, man? Yo, who has faith in me? Type 1 in the chat if you think we're getting this. This is a terrible place to sit. I'm in the worst spot on this map ever. No, I'm dead. I'm actually dead. I'm actually dead. He rushed me, bro. They're all rushing me. I'm trying to go so off right now. Okay, okay, okay. We can still get this. We can still get this.
Clean kill.
Oh my god. No, 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 no. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. Shoot, the spawns are flipping so hard. We have exactly 20 kills to go. I can't die to that guy. I could not have died to that guy. No, 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 no. Can you answer KFW? I'm sorry, man. I'm just focusing really hard on the game right now. I'm sorry, brother. This guy just sitting right in here. What is he doing? War Machine, get out of here. Oh, God.
Authorizing UAV release.
Get out of here. Don't you dare kill me. We're trying to go off.
Reaper jumped.
Oh god, there's so many people. No, there's so many. Smoothie, what's up, man? We're 80. We need 13 more kills. We need 13 more kills. We can go. We can go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Tango down. Demo asset destroyed.
10 more kills. 10 more kills. 10 more kills.
Fire break smoke.
UAV ready for tasking.
No, 10 more kills. You're actually going in, bro. We got to get 10 more kills and 13 points. Are they still holding the double cap? They're not. No, I swear to God, if my teammates go... Dude, I swear to God. I swear to God.
Reaper kill.
We got to go into their spawn. Why? Why is there nobody back here? Did the spawns all flip? No! Where'd they all go? They all spawned back here. We literally 4 off. We were literally 4 off. We were literally 4 off. We were literally 4 off, dude. I can't, chat. Ugh. I tried so hard.
Our reputation is our best deterrent. Excellent work.
TACOM requesting redeploy to new hot zone.
We tried.
Best.
We tried as hard as we could. We went 96 and 16. We went 96 and 16. Yo, let's get some RIPs in the chat. Damn, dude. I thought we were literally... I thought we had that. I thought we had it. Yo, make sure you guys drop a like for that, though. That was a valiant effort. That was a valiant effort. We're dropping 100 plus in this stream. I'm telling you guys, it's happening. I'm sticking with this party, too, because I think these guys are going to have me go in. Viewpoint, what's up, man? I hate myself because you rejected me in the DMs. I'm sorry, bro. Literally, I don't know if you saw my tweet, but there's like so many people that are trying to contact me for bribes and stuff, and I can't hit everybody. I'm sorry, I can't. Yo, guys, make sure you go ahead and quickly drop a like on the stream right now, though. We're at 925 likes. Literally, less than 100 likes away from 1,000. If everybody in the stream dropped a like right now, we'd be there. It's crazy. I'm timing people out because they're spamming. I know, bro, but like, I don't know, just... When I say spamming, like they're spamming like a lot, all right? Like if they say it like 3 times, that's not considered spamming necessarily. They have to be like really obnoxious about it. Yo, thank you, man. On it, maybe one day. Probably not though. More subs than PewDiePie. That guy's pretty popular. Who's that PewDiePie guy? Merc Music Eric. Yo, what's up, man? Except you're not the real Merc Music, unfortunately. Merc Music Eric, what's up, man? All right. Yeah, we're getting another domination game right here. Team, why are we voting Safeguard? Why do people vote Safeguard in Black Ops 3? I don't understand. Why do people vote... Please, one more person vote domination. One more person. Just literally one more person. Literally one more person. Thank you. We're actually going to get it. Someone came in hella clutch right there. Let's take off the UAV. If we're going for 100 plus, we got to run Wraith, Hater, and Raps. We got to be running 3 lethal score streaks. Let's get it right here. COD Fanboy, what's up, man? And we have to be running... We're definitely going to keep running Kinetic Armor. And we're going to keep running the PPSH. I know I've been using the PPSH a lot, but we're going to run it again here for this lobby. We're getting it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do it. Safeguard rounds last so long. That's the thing, right? Like, we're going for these wins, and I know domination lasts a long time too, but at least domination, you actually get points, you know? Like, you get 50 points per kill. Excuse me, you get 100 points per kill, because in Safeguard, you only get 50, which is obnoxious as hell. 20 likes away, guys, from 100 or from 1,000 likes. Let's make it happen right now. Drop a like. What's going on, Cheesecake? How you doing today, man? You're the best YouTuber. Thank you, Merc Music. Fake Merc Music. I appreciate it, my man. Yo, if you guys are new to the channel as well, make sure you guys subscribe. I would really appreciate that. When you guys subscribe, you'll see your names pop up right here below my face cam. And you'll see the live YouTube sub count in the lower right-hand corner go up by 1 as well. What's going on, Jake UAV? How you doing today, man? Game Crazy. What's up, brother? All right. How long is left for the 100 wins? In all honesty, oh, like, you mean how much time do you have left to activate it? Well, you have as much time as you want to actually get the wins. I'm like 99% sure of that. All the YouTubers that are saying you have to actually get the wins within the 3 days or whatever, I'm pretty sure that's not true. I'm pretty sure that's not true. So, once you have it activated, I'm pretty sure you have as much time as you want to actually get the wins. So I wouldn't really worry about it too much. What's up, bro? Wow. Actually got punched. Did we get 1,000 likes? Yo, somebody confirm for us. Somebody tell us in the chat if we actually got 1,000 likes. I gotta go ahead and get streaks here. I gotta get streaks fast, too. This game's going way... Oh, there's only 4 people on the other team. That's gonna make this so hard, bro. No. Are you joking me? I run right back in there. Flocky, what's up, man? I'm pretty sure we've got like 32 wins or 33 wins or something like that. Which isn't a whole lot, but we're doing our best out here. There we go. More people joined. All right, perfect. We got to go off here. We hit 1,000 likes. You guys are crazy. Let's get some 1,000 hype in the chat. Some 1,000 like hype. You guys are actually crazy. You guys are literally insane. Thank you very much for that, guys. Dude, what is this guy with the Shiva? This guy's crazy. What's up, Jesse? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for all the support today, though, guys. Y'all been insane. What's up, bro? I gotta stop playing. I think I'm just playing overly aggressive right now. I think that's my problem. I'm playing overly aggressive. We just gotta be playing. We gotta be playing more smart. I'm being too weird about all this. Oh god, dude, that guy with the Shiva, I hate him. ACG Scopes, we hit 1,000 likes. You guys are amazing. Literally insane. 1,000 likes on one of my live streams, bro. That's crazy to think about. Shoot, I don't want to go for that. I don't want to go for that. I literally just want to get like my hater, and then everything else will come after. Or no, my Wraith, excuse me. Oh, dude, he's so weak. He's still up there, too. No, I should have popped my kinetic. I shouldn't have risked it. Horrid boys, what's up, man? I think we might have actually choked it here, guys. I don't know. Unless we have like an insane second round. I don't know how this is all going to work out. Where are all these guys? The spawns flip? I think the spawns are about to flip here. Way too many people. Way too many people. What's going on, Tierra? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Did it say 997 likes? Maybe you might just have to refresh your page. Might just have to refresh your page, guys. And then it'll probably show up. Damn, the guys with the brekkies, they're going absolutely in right now. Can I have a shout out? Yo, Hayden, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, brother. Where are these guys, man? Country, what's up, bro? I could not kill that guy for the life of me. 2,000 sub growth day inbound. Yo, guys, we're actually really close to growing 2,000 subs today. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It would seriously mean a lot to me. We just absolutely demolished those guys. Literally just demolished those guys. We have almost 600 people still in here. You guys have been phenomenal today. Thank you very much for all of your support. Seriously means a lot. Try to get these streaks, boys. Try to get these streaks. There's still a guy on it. Nope, we're good. Oh, God. Or 3 kills off our Wraith here. 3 kills off our Wraith.
Wow.
And we're just going to have to go off in the second round here if we actually want to get this. Oh, God. Wait, I need a KRM. I need a KRM. I need a KRM. Or this. Man of War. Yes, I'd much rather have the Man of War. Huh. Got him. They'll be over here at A, I'm guessing. I think he's got stock on it. What's up, teammate? I didn't realize you spawned right on me. All right, we're 28 and 8. To drop 100 plus, we would literally have to go off in the next round. Let's see if we can make it happen. What platform are you playing on? I'm on the PS4, my man. So much love, dude. You deserve everything you've gotten. Thank you. Like, literally, it's insane to see that much sub growth in a single day. You know what I'm saying? Like, however many subs we've gained today. That's literally insane. It's actually been 1,600 subscribers today. Dan Radcliffe, what's up, brother? Let's get it, guys. Let's get it. I just subscribed and my name didn't pop up. It might take a while, man, because there's a lot of people subscribing. Yo, I don't know why I'm being this aggressive. I'm actually dumb. I almost choked it. I actually choked it, bro. How? How did that guy get me? What did he have? He had the Shiva, bro. It's this kid with the Shiva. What is he doing? He was literally shredding me before. Get out of here. Get out of my face. Kid with the Shiva. Help. I'm still alive somehow. Don't ask me how. Back up. Ah! Yo, chill with that Banshee, bro. I was fully expecting a spawn flip right there. I'm still kind of half expecting one. Yep, here we go. It's about to happen. Is it happening? It's happening. I can't call that in. I can't call that in. Oh, God. Call on the hater. Call on the hater. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's go in. Let's go in. Raps. Go, 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 go. Need that. Oh, God, bro. There's so many people. We're on a Ruthless, guys. We're on a Ruthless. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We just need to keep going in. Yeah, there's way too many people up there. Oh, God. Where'd that guy go? Oh, God. He's still up there? Get that guy, bro. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Let's try to drop a gameplay right here. No, I'm actually dead. I'm actually dead. Dude, he had the Banshee, bro. I was 170 off my next set of streaks, too. That might have actually been it. If we get our next set of streaks right now, we might have a chance. We might still have a chance. I didn't realize how aggressive I was being right there. Damn. Oh, God. How'd that nade almost kill me? Good stuff, good stuff. Let's go. What gun is that? This is the PPSH, bro. He's going upstairs. Nope, don't you dare kill me. Not you, Shiva. Not today. Not today. What's going on, Faisal? How you doing today, man? Welcome to the stream. 70-11, dude. Could we still get this? My Wraith isn't in the sky anymore. And my teammates actually got a Wraith. And who's not in my party. Damn. Jason Morgan, thank you very much for that sub. I appreciate it. Yeah, be sure to let me know once you guys have subscribed in the chat. And I'll give you guys a little mini shout out. I would really appreciate that. Dude, but this PPSH, I'm going to show you guys the class setup on this thing afterwards. Because this class setup is literally amazing. 73 and 13. We had 28 kills coming into the second half here. Whoa, if he had killed me, I would have been triggered. That literally would have been so bad. Why are you using the Banshee? Yo, Gauge, Velocity, Adam, Essner. Thank you very much for all the support. Appreciate it, guys. All of you guys subbing. Whew. You up here? What's up, bro? Securing C. I don't know why we're securing this, but okay, I'll take it. I turned on notifications. Yo, thank you, guys. Yo, type 1 in the chat. I want to ask you guys this right now. Type 1 in the chat if you guys are part of the hashtag notification squad. Woo. There's a guy in here. Don't let him kill you, teammates.
Yo, Hennis, can I get a shout out?
Yo, shout out to my man Jack Halps for going 40 and 23. Coming in hot. Coming in hot. Damn, look at all the notification squad spams. Oh, there's something in my eye. Oh, we're good. Yo, and if you guys aren't part of the notification squad, be sure to click that little bell icon right below the video player next to my channel name. Once you guys click that, be sure to screenshot it and tweet it at me over on my Twitter, @ProHenis, because I follow all of my notification squad members back on Twitter. So it's just that little bell icon. Click it or tap on it with your phone, screenshot it, and tweet it at me, and I'll follow you guys back. I always do. Proof. I retweet you guys, I like your tweets, and I follow you back. It's totally worth it. And you'll be the first people in the world to see all my videos, which is always lit. Hi, Hennis, can you finish mine? I need 20 wins, please reply. I'm sorry, man, I can't. There's just way too many people that want me to finish their bribes right now, so I'm not taking any new requests. Maybe sometime in the future there, bro. Just because there's so many people right now, so I hope you guys understand. But there's just a lot. There's just so many people. Hennis, please, can I join? I'm not sure, bro. Yeah, you should be able to, ACG. Let me go ahead. I'll just back out and get a brand new lobby right here. What should I go for when I get home for Carnage? Content creator. Definitely a content creator, hands down. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and drop a like as well. When you guys subscribe, you'll see your names pop up right here below my face cam, right there. And you'll see the live YouTube sub count that's in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. You'll see that go up by 1 as well. But if a lot of you guys subscribe at once, you'll see it jump up by like 50. It's pretty cool. All right, let me go ahead and back out, get a brand new party here. So those of you guys who want to join up, my man ACG, I'm guaranteeing him a spot. So if I'm going to be kicking some of you guys if he's not able to get in here. But ACG should be able to hop in. I love your videos. Thank you, Galaxy Clan. Appreciate it, my man. Appreciate it. Super Slash is in here. Yo, Slasher, my man. The squad. The mod squad. ACG, get in here quick, bro.
I want to get on my account. I have the Peacekeeper.
Yo, I appreciate it, man. I already have the Peacekeeper, though. I already have it. I appreciate it, though, man. I really do. I'm just going to keep kicking, guys. I'm sorry, but I promise ACG scopes the spot, and he's a mod, and it's been a long time since I've played with him, so I want to make sure he can get into the party here. So that's why I'm kicking people. I'm sorry, guys. I just want him to be able to get in. It's nothing personal, guys. I'm just kicking the most recent person that joins. It's not personal. This one guy keeps joining back. Bet, and you guys are going to have to teach me all this stream stuff. I know a little, but a lot of stuff has changed. Yeah, it has changed a lot, man, but we'll definitely be able to help you out. 100%. This Jarjon guy, man, literally just about to unadd him. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. That guy's got Jev in his clan tag. That guy knows what's up. I subbed. Thank you, amazing Ollie. Appreciate it, man. We need ACG scopes in here, bro.
I can't comment on my phone. My phone is garbage.
No worries, bro. No worries. Close it and invite me? Ah. So demanding. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to find you on my friends list here, bro. I'm going to have to scroll down forever. There's going to be a lot of people playing. Oh, there we go. I just saw you. Invite to party. I subbed a Flying Kiwi. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I sent you an invite, bro. Let me go ahead. Yeah, I'll keep it invite only. Close it and invite me. I have it on invite only, bro. I'll keep it open now. I'll keep it open now. Because I sent you an invite. Try joining through the invite now, and it's open. So you should be good. You're too good. Thank you, Dragon's Fire. Appreciate it, man. Do I have all the DLC weapons? I do, guys. Yes, I have every single DLC weapon in Black Ops 3. Wolfie Plays, what's up, man? It's all good, ACG. It's all good, bro.
I love your videos, and I'm subscribed, and I have notifications.
Yo, thank you, man. I appreciate it. You guys are legends, honestly. You guys are legends. I wish I could give more to you guys. I don't know what else to give to you. Like, I do giveaways every now and then. I try to stream for you guys as frequently as possible. I'm joining now? All right, sounds good. I try to stream for you guys as frequently as possible, but I feel like I owe you guys more because you guys have given me so much, you know? It feels weird. We have over 1,000 likes in the stream, though. That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous.
I'm part of your notification squad.
This guy's the man.
I'm subscribed.
He's subscribed,
subscriber.
and he's part of the notification squad. This guy already knows what's up. We're at 1,100 likes in the stream. You guys are fantastic. Thank you very much for the love today. That seriously is insane. 1,100 likes in the stream? That's crazy to think about. I'm joining now? All right, sounds good. It's open, so you should be good. If you can't join, I may just end up hopping into a game right here. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. Let's get it.
Oh my. Let's fucking go. Finally.
They did it last second.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
No, it's gonna crash. The lobby's literally about to crash. Lobby's literally about to crash. Oh, it didn't.
Hallelujah.
God bless. I thought it was about to crash there. I got scared. Skyjack, we'll play some Skyjacked. Almost to 56,000 subs for real, guys. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. I would really appreciate it, guys. We're almost 200 subscribers away from 56K. I would really appreciate that sub, guys. That seriously mean a lot to me.
I thought it was gonna crash.
I was hoping it wasn't going to crash, bro. I would have felt so bad if it crashed. That would have been awful. Try and get a nuke. You guys want me to try to? We're playing Kill Confirmed. We'll see. It's going to be hard, though, because Kill Confirmed doesn't really have, like, you know, dedicated spawns like Domination does, or even Hardpoint a little bit, so it's going to be weird. But we'll try. We'll do our best.
Kill confirmed.
Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Let's try Manowar.
No, I'm kind of garbage, so.
No worries, bro. You're fine. I guarantee I've played with people that are worse than you.
She's the OP PPFA spot.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Overwatch kill. Enemy effort.
Oh, God. Shoot.
I can't stay.
I can't tell you when these guys are going to be coming from.
My work game literally.
Threat neutralized.
Not bad.
I'm going to sit right here. Don't push in while I'm itching my nose. That's not fair.
Enemy down.
That guy saw me. He's going to come up. Donation. We just got a donation. I really want to get streaks right now.
Hey man, how's it poppin'?
Yo, who donated?
Been
Yo,
fun
Dankest Haze!
lately. I'm a day 1G hoping to one day be a mod on this channel.
Hell yeah, bro.
It's my 210th live stream.
210th?
Make it happen.
What?
Keep it real, homie.
Mine
Smile.
is-
Yo, dude, you're insane. You're 210th. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I gotta mute you. I just want to concentrate on this game right here because I want to try to get a nuclear. I appreciate that, though, man, for real. Holy crap. Yo, can we get a Dankest spam in the chat? I would appreciate that a lot. Thank you very, very much. Got him. Yo, I'm actually really close to this Wraith right now. Don't let me choke it. Oh, they're all coming this way. They're all coming this way. Teammate, you gotta protect me. You gotta protect me. Yeah, I'm out. Get ourselves a Wraith. Let's call that in. Whew.
Demo asset destroyed.
Pick that up. Get ourselves a hater. Let's go, boys. We got ourselves streaks. That's what I'm talking about. Whoa, 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 whoa. That guy's good. Gotta watch out for him. Oh, let me pick up this PPSH. Hell yeah. Yo, this guy's running the OG class setup. That's what we like to see. Okay.
Hostile forces have destroyed your hater.
Nope. Oh, God. That was way too close. We're on a Ruthless, guys. We're on a Ruthless. Let's go. Holy God. We're on a 21. We're on a 21. Guys, we're actually going off. Oh, man. Let's keep it going. They made me doing trick shots for real. It looked like he was trying to do trick shots, didn't it? That was weird. Oh, God. They're actually spawning back here? What? Stay out of here, bro. We got ourselves another Wraith, guys. We got ourselves another Wraith. We call that in? We can't. My team's got a Wraith called in. I literally just need like 50. I literally need 10 more score, and I've got myself a hater. Come on, 10 more score. I cannot die right now. I cannot die. I have a feeling I'm going to, though. What's up, Icy Mix? How you doing today, man? Welcome to the stream. I feel. Oh, these guys are all underground, weren't they? Yeah, these guys are underground.
Counter UAV inbound.
I don't know where they're going to be coming from, though.
Hater deployed.
There we go. We got ourselves a... All right, our team got a hater. Let's call on that Wraith again. Let's go, guys. We're playing a little bit passive right now, but I just really want to get a nuclear on Skyjacked. I don't know why. I just want a nuclear on this map so bad. 24-0. Yo, we just got another donation. What? Come on, guys. You're distracting me. I'm just kidding. You guys are all good. You guys are all good. This is a bad idea.
Could you add me on Snapchat? Nico Christian
Oh.
_03. It would make my day.
Yo, homie.
Notifications.
I will definitely add you back on Snapchat. I had everybody back on Snapchat, actually, bro. So I'm 100% down to add you. But, bro, I appreciate the donation. Seriously, thank you very much. The generous $1. You're actually a legend, bro. Thank you very, very much, man. Yo, can we get Hullamalese in the chat? I appreciate it, my man. Thank you very, very much for that. It means a lot. All right, I know we're playing in a 6-man party, but we're going 32-0 right now. I mean, come on. We're actually going flawless. Oh, this guy's underground. Shoot. Oh, God, that was not cool. That guy. Nice. Here we go, guys. Here we go. About to get on another set of streaks, and then we're going to have the next round to go as well, dudes. We're doing so good right now. We're actually doing really, really well. Let's try to drop this nuke. Phantom Montage, what's up, bro? Welcome to the stream. I'm sorry, like, the Twitch chat, guys, is kind of hard for me to read sometimes because I get so many YouTube chat messages. But I'm doing my best, guys. I am doing my best. I'm doing my best. Yo, type 1 in the chat if you guys think we're getting this right now. Type 1 in the chat if you guys think this is happening. Want a brutal. There's the brutal. There's the brutal. Teammates, don't you dare block me. I can't be sitting up here. I can't be sitting up there. I shouldn't be this aggressive poking out there. I think they're all still back there too. Oh, God. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, they deployed a hater. That's not too bad. Good work, team. Alright, you guys are all spamming the ones. I gotta get this for you guys right now. I gotta get this. Oh, man. Alright, we're really, really close, guys. We gotta be super close. I really wish I had a hater going into the next round. I don't know if any of my teammates do. Shoot, we're 38-0. I've been with you since the beginning of your channel, bro. Hey, Phantom, I really do appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Wait a minute, you're not Phantom, Phantom LMC, right? The M8A7 Clayster God? M8A1, I mean, not M8A7. You're cool. I love when you say my name in the live stream. Riley Carter, honestly, you're just a legend. I hope you get it. Here we go, guys. Let's try to get it right here. Let's try to get this. We have over 700 people in here right now. You guys are crazy. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're new. We're really close. That was kill confirmed. That was kill confirmed, dude. I'm actually dumb. I'm actually dumb. I thought we were playing domination, and that was kill confirmed. We were on a brutal. I think we were like 3 off. No way. Yo. RIP's in the chat. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Dude, I'm actually dumb. I thought it was domination. I thought that was a domination game. Well, we're going to pretend like that didn't happen. Let's vote Hardpoint, a game that actually lasts a little bit longer. I thought we had another round. I was like, sick. We were just going super slow, but I thought we were going to be able to get it. Well, that's what I get for not paying attention. RIP. Yo, guys, vote hard. Actually, do we want to vote Hardpoint or random? I don't know. What do we want to vote? RIP. RIP. Yo, let's read these couple of donations. Hey, man, how's it poppin'? You've been growing crazy lately. I'm a day 1 G, hoping one day to be a mod in this channel. It's my 210th live stream. Maybe you can make it happen. Keep it real, homie. Yo, thank you, man. I appreciate it. You're actually a legend, Dankest Taze. I'm not looking for any new mods right now, brother, but in the future, man, I got my eye on you. 100%. You're definitely one of like the top 5. Easily. Easily. Maybe probably top 3. Hummelese112 says, I love your videos. Could you add me on Snapchat? It would make my day. Bro, I will add you on Snapchat, man. I'll actually go on to Snapchat right now and add all of you guys back. So if you want to add me on... Actually, you know what? I'll give you guys this game right now. So I'll play the...
on a 6-man lobby?
Hell yeah, dude. Come on, we always play OG. Did you hear that, kid? Yo, so... Go ahead and add me on Snapchat, guys, if you do want me to add you back. Because,
do you have any DLC up?
like I said, I had everybody back. So definitely be sure to hit me up. What's going on, Crazy Cooley? How you doing today, man? You should have more subscribers, bro. Literally, we're out here grinding, man. We're about to have a 2,000 sub growth day. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. I would really appreciate it. When you guys subscribe, you'll see your names pop up right here on the screen below my face cam. And you'll see the live YouTube sub count in the lower right-hand corner. Yeah, go up by 1 as well. You can see we're almost like 150 subs off of 56,000. We hit 55,000 today, and we're about to hit 56,000. That's how fast this channel is going right now. You guys are insane. The love you show is impeccable. Appreciate it, guys. Let's keep up with this Man-O-War class, though. Even though it is on Nuketown. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I subbed, by the way. Hey, Phantom, you're a legend, bro. You're a legend. Yeah, I choked the shots. Damn it. Lynx, what's up, bro? Welcome to the stream. Yo, Matt Maker, thank you very much for that follow. I appreciate it, my dude. Appreciate it, my dude. You're a legend. I'm just literally going to... Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay. That's cool. Average donation. Did you guys read how much that was? Legend of AK, one of my top donators, just came in and dropped a $50 donation. What an absolute legend. Let's get some legend spams in the chat. AK. Actually, no. Let's get some AK spams in the chat. AK. He just dropped a $50 donation, bro. What? This man doesn't even leave a message. He just straight up donates it. What's up, bro? Damn. What a legend, AK. Yo, the Faki clan, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Oh, God. I literally walked right into that. But AK, man. Holy crap. That's a $50 donation, bro. Cryptic Slay, what's up, man? Yo, AK, I really do appreciate that, bro. That's very generous of you, man. Again, this man donated like 100 the other day. Came in today with a 50. Like, what? You're not the real... Oh, yeah, you are the real guy. Got lucky shooting at him. Damn, yo, the accuracy on this thing is crazy. I just choked that. Ryan Johnson, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. But damn, man, AK, what a legend. Literally, the legend of AK, right? His name makes sense now, doesn't it? His name actually makes sense. Damn. Yo, CCB trolling, what's up, man? Not BBC trolling. No problem, bro. I'm at work. Keep me entertained. Hey, honestly, bro, anything I can do at this point. I mean, that was 50 bucks. Like, I'll come and hang out with you at your work if you want me to. Nev KW, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Whoa, I don't know how to get that guy. Oh, Gucci. This is a TDM, right? We're not playing kill confirmed. I want to make sure I know. I want to make sure I know. Hype in the chat, yo, true guys. Let's get some hype in the chat right now. Keep the stream lit. We've already got it. We got over 1,000 likes still. You guys are crazy. You guys know I appreciate the love today. It's been unreal. You're not the real guy. Where's the real guy? Rimsey, what's up, man? I wish I could donate. I would if I could. Hey, honestly, bro, it's no worries, man. Yo, Jess Wilkinson, what's up? I think it's been a long time since I've said that username, but I definitely recognize who you are. You're an OG. Oh my God, you actually just got destroyed. Melted. Melted. Get carnaged. Damn. Gonna be hard to get past the gate here on my base lull, and anyone asking what I do, I'm deployed in the army in the Middle East. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Gonna be hard to get past the gate here on my base lull, and anyone asking what I do, I'm deployed with the army in the Middle East. Alright, bro. Yeah, sounds good. That's what I'll say. If anyone asks, that's what I'll say. Bro, I'll just tell them that, like, hey, you guys know Legend of AK, right? And they'll be like, hell yeah. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm one of his friends. And they'll be like, oh, yo, you must be Henis. And then they'll just let me in. That's how it works. 99% sure, at least. Oh, damn. 31-12. We're crushing these games right now. This is awesome. When does this expire? I'm pretty sure it expires... Well, it expires in like 20 hours or something like that. Maybe a little bit less than that. Let me go ahead and mute this guy.
Can I send you guys a request after the game?
I'm sorry, bro. I can't accept any more friend requests. I can't accept any more friend requests. I want to give you $500 for an Xbox. All right, bro. Sounds good, man. If you donated me $500 and told me to buy an Xbox, I would do it. Hands down. Hands down. Flying Kiwi, what's up, bro? I'd make a whole vlog about it. It'd be lit. Wait, what are we, top 100? Someone just tweeted at me and said top 100. Please use a sniper next game? Oh, God, no. That'd be terrible. Yo, we're top 100 in gun game? No way. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's no way. Hold on. I gotta go check. I'm actually really interested. What would I do if you donated $999? I'd be like, bro, what the hell's wrong with you? Why didn't you donate 1,000? Nah, I'm just kidding, bro. I honestly don't know what I'd do. That's a lot of money. I've never gotten that much money in a donation before. I've never made that much money off of donate. No, I probably have made that much money off of donations, but that's a lot of money, dude. That's a lot of money. Can you show me your Man of War attachments? Hell yeah. And then we got to go ahead and check and see what's up with my gun game ranking. What's up with that? All right, so Elo Sight, Quick Draw, High Caliber, and Fast Mag. Those are my attachments. Elo, Quick Draw, High Caliber, and Fast Mag. And then Afterburner, Fast Hands, and Scavenger as the perks. I donated you 10 minutes ago, but you didn't look at it. Doom, I'm sorry, bro. Did you actually? 10 minutes ago? I don't think so, bro. I got the 50 from AK, and then I got the 1 from that Hummelese guy. I got the 122 from Dankest Hayes. I got the $1 from Dan. I got the $5 from Pokejohn. Now we're back an hour ago into the stream. $5 from ACG. $5 from Josh Adam, and that was all that was this stream. I don't think so, bro. I don't think you did donate. I can go ahead and check here. Bought the Stream Deck yesterday. Oh, yeah, that cool thing from Elgato. I have seen that. Is that worth it, though? I don't know. I might have to cop one of those. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Isn't it just allows you to, like, switch scenes, though? I don't know how useful that is. Because I can just, like, and I guess it's not really that worth it for me because I have a separate streaming PC right here. So I can just, like, change everything up over here. So I might not even need that. But let me go ahead and check my PayPal here real quick, man. Because you said you donated. And sometimes it just gets held up in PayPal. I don't know why. But I can double check here for you real quick. Just in case. How many more wins left? I honestly have no idea, bro. I think like 40-something, maybe? Something like that. You have the Banshee and the Nightbreaker. Hey, those are both pretty dope. Lol, why am I getting friend requests? Because people want to play with me, man. So they're sending people in the party friend requests. It always happens. It's pretty funny, actually. Yo, guys, we're less than 100 subs away. I don't know why this game isn't starting. We're less than 100 subs away from 56,000 subscribers. Make sure you guys go ahead, drop that sub. I would appreciate it. Wait, my donation didn't go through? No, your donation went through. Your donation went through fine. Your donation came through. There's another guy that was saying that his donation didn't go through, that he donated a little while ago and that his donation didn't come through. So I'm just checking to make sure that it did. Or if he did, that it actually did. But I'm not seeing a donation here, bro. Unfortunately. But no, AK, your donation came in, man. Don't you worry. I got your donation. Oh, no. You need 18 more wins, bro. Get on that grind, bro. You're going to have it here hella soon. I meant to check how I was doing in gun game. Damn it. I should definitely check that. Yo, my donation didn't go through? Yeah, now you guys are just trolling me. I thought that guy was being real, so I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. But that rarely happens. Like, literally, it's happened like once in my entire time streaming on YouTube, where someone's actually donated and it didn't come through. All right, let's go, baby. We're playing on Uplink right now, so this is actually really good. Let's pull out the VMP. Let's throw out the OG VMP. I activated it, Phantom. Hey, that's lit, bro. Yeah, once you guys activate the bribe, literally just start grinding the wins. I'm telling you, it's so worth it. It's so worth it to have. Like the stream of Henis is your dad. Cozy's in the stream. What's up, bro? Welcome, man. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Call me Carnage Pub Stomper. Henis for Pub Stomper, question mark? Yeah, I'm not peeking that with my teammate. I'm sorry, but that's just a recipe for death right there. Play gun game? We'll be playing gun game here soon, guys. Yeah, I gotta check and see where we're at for gun game here, too. Teammates, don't cap the uplink. What are you doing? I'm gonna get killed. I'm dead. Yep, I ran out too far in the middle. What's my Xbox name? I don't have an Xbox, bro, unfortunately. We are Xboxless. We are currently PS4 only. Lit game? Yo, Pulp, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. We're trying to make the game lit. Oh, yo, what up? Yo, I'm getting, like, so much lag right now. Like, oh. I almost turned on that guy. That would have been awesome. Dude, my donation of nothing went through. Yo, Krillix, I'll be sure to check your donation of nothing, man. I'll give you a nothing shout-out, too. I'm actually screwed. You hit 400 subs earlier? Hey, congrats, Jack. That's awesome, man. Oh, dude, honestly. Oh, God, we're lagging. We're lagging a little bit. Everybody sit tight. Sit tight, everybody. Everything's going to be okay. Do I have an Xbox? I don't, guys. No, sorry. I literally only have a PS4. All right, we're good now. We're good. We had a little bit of lag there for a second. We managed to recover. Type 1 if we're still here. Type 1 if you can still see everything. If your eyes didn't fall out of your head. 49 more subs. Yo, true, guys. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I would really appreciate it. We're really close to 56,000 subs. We hit 55,000 this morning. So I'm telling you guys, the streams are lit. You guys show an insane amount of support, and I would really appreciate your sub. I really, really would. You guys are all still here? Perfect. There's the one spams. That's what we like to see. Wait a minute. Kinetic armor still popped. Oh, no, I really wanted to have that guy. 56K would be lit. It would be lit, guys. Yo, we're 40 subs away. 40 subscribers away, guys. Make sure you subscribe. After you guys subscribe, let me know in the chat, and we'll do some shout-outs. I'll shout some of you guys out. I'm dead. Yo, what? Where's everybody? No. Oh, God. Wait a minute. Shoot. Literally, I tried to go for so many people, bro. It was way too much. Yeah, and when you guys subscribe, you should see your names pop up right on screen. Oh, God. There's another guy in there. There's so many people. Holy God. We're actually going in right now. Oh, this guy was over there. Oh. What's up, bro? Damn, look at all these guys everywhere. They're all going to be spawning back here now. Hands down. Yo, we were actually going off. I subbed and put on notifications. Thank you, guys. Yeah, let me know if you guys put on notifications as well, because you guys are the OGs. Make sure you guys click that little bell icon. Join the post notification squad. You guys are legends if you do that. You guys are literally legends if you join the notification squad. We're going off. 20 to go, ladies and gentlemen. 20 subs to go. Let's make it happen. Let's make it lit. Oh, God. Yo. It's too dangerous out here. Oh, my God. We're actually going off. What did we just do? What was that for a final kill cam? That was actually lit. Watch this final kill cam right here. Watch how litty this is. Yo, everybody get 60K spams ready in the chat. Bro, how lit was that final kill cam? They call you ProHenis for a reason, don't they? Hell yeah, bro. They don't lie. They don't lie. What's up, Nonstop? How you doing today, man? I put on notifications. Thank you, Reaper. I'm not in the notification squad. I'm in the notification club. Hey, you know what? That's all right, bro. I'll take it. If you're in the club isn't as cool as the squad, I guess. Or actually, is the club the next level above the squad? I don't know. I can't call him my Wraith yet. I really want to get my hater. If I choke my hater, I'm going to be pissed. Swear to God, if I choked that, I would have been triggered. Oh, never mind. He's dead. Oof. What's up, guys? Yo, we're really close. Guys, we're 12 subs away. Everybody make sure you guys go ahead and drop a sub. I would really appreciate it. What? Eagle Eye, what's up, homie? Welcome to the stream. Kill him with fire, damn it. Say Riley Carter? Riley Carter. Yo, 6 subs off, guys. We're almost at 56K. Yo, keep the subs coming. You guys are legends. 3 subs off. We're about to hit it. We hit it! 56,000 subscribers. You guys are all actually insane. Let's get some 56K hype in the chat. You guys are ridiculous. Thank you very much for that. Keep it going, guys. On the road to 57K now. Keep her going. Keep her going. 56K hype in the chat. You guys are crazy. We hit 55,000 this morning, and now we're at 56,000. Oh, God. Are you a modder? No, I'm not a modder. What's up, dude? What's up, dude? I'm using a VMP. Like, what? Like, what could I possibly be modding? 56,000 subscribers, man. Oh, so close to 50 or to 60K. So close to 60,000 subs, man. I don't know why we have 15 caps right now. That actually triggers me. I don't know who thought it'd be a good idea to have that many. That is a lot to have. Why am I crying in the club? 56K? Hey, Cozy, you're a legend, bro. Honestly, we still gotta do that video together, man. Oh, God, that was close. Say welcome to the stream. Shout out to Liam Carter. Yo, Liam Carter, shout out to you, man. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, homie. Hide and seek. We might do a hide and seek stream here soon, guys. It won't be today. It'll be sometime soon. Bro, you're blowing up for real. Dragon's Fire. It's crazy, man. Streams, videos, everything, man. Oh, yo, that's actually a dude laying down right there. I can't even. Supremacy, what's up? I subscribed. Hey, thank you, Lakeisha. I appreciate it. I like that name, Lakeisha. That's an awesome name. I wish my name was Lakeisha. My name is Henry. That's my IRL name. You guys can call me Henis. You guys can call me Henry. You guys can call me Dad. I tweeted at you. All right, yo, AK, I got you, bro. Let me finish up this game real quick. We got like 60 seconds left. Actually, no, it's not even worth it. There's literally not even. There's 2 people left. Let me check this. What did he tweet at me? Congrats on 56K. Yo, AK, you're a legend, man. Let me go ahead and retweet this. Thank you very much, AK. Appreciate it, man. Means a lot. Means a lot. I'm going to have to go through and check all these notifications because I haven't checked all these notifications yet today. That's crazy, man. Look at this. We're just standing here and we haven't even died yet. Yo, Andy Whitehead, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. Woo! Woo! I subbed. Yo, Zane, thank you very much for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Change the clan tag. Yo, true. We got to change the clan tag to 56K now. True, true. I joined the club. Thank you, Riley. Appreciate it. Means a lot.
Kill.
Yo, guys, we're actually really close. We're really, really close to having a 2,000 sub growth day. Remember how we were freaking out about having a 1,000 sub growth day? We're about to grow 2,000 subs in a single day. I've never had that happen before. Actually, yes, I have. It's only happened like 2 other times, though. And it happens on like DLC weapon days when like YouTube channels usually blow up. But this is just a day. Craig KSA, welcome to the stream, man. But yo, guys, we're actually about 100 subs off of a 2,000 sub growth day. Make sure you guys go ahead, drop a like on the stream if you're new. Subscribe if you're new as well. I would appreciate it. Mean a lot to me. What's up, T-Money? How you doing today, man? You deserve it, bro. Honestly, I love streaming for you guys. It's just so much fun. It really, really is. The amount of support you guys show on the daily is insane. Steve Seville, how do I join? So if you guys want to join my session, just join my BO3 social group. I'll show that here to you guys in just a second. Crazy Coolie, what's up, man? This is just a day. Famous last words. This is just a day. This is just a day, man. Yo, let's vote uplink here. Vote uplink. I'll do one more game with a set of viewers, and then I'll be sure to get a brand new set of you guys. But the group right here is just called the HENIS Army. Once you guys join up on that, you should be able to join my session. Should be able to join my session. Yo, Cozy, I'll get you Dark Matter later, bro. For real, though, Cozy, you're a legend. You're a legend. My name is not Pro Hennis, it's Dad. Lol. I'll be back. All right, AK. Sounds good, homie. Check the gun game leaderboards. Oh, true. Yeah. You guys were saying gun game. Where do we go? Barracks? Leaderboards. What is it? Core? Gun game. Gun game? We're not. Yeah, all time. Maybe on your friends list. Yeah, we're 44,000th. Almost 45,000th. How does your kinetic armor person looks basic? Lol. Listen. You're right. I should customize him a little bit. I literally think I have everything from the black market, too. We want to throw on. Which one looks dope? Which one looks the coolest? Oh, the panda one? That looks cool. Oh, a lot of these look pretty cool. Anarchy? I don't know. Anarchy looks kind of cool. Paintball? Let's do the panda one. Hell yeah. Where's the panda one? Throw that on here. Yeah, do I look basic anymore? Hell nah, that's what I thought. Come at me. Oh, I forgot to change my clan tag. I'm dumb. We're playing Safeguard here, though, guys. We're probably only going to do like a couple more games here, guys, and then I gotta go. I gotta go mow my lawn. It's 6:30 in the evening. I gotta go mow my lawn. Do I accept friend requests? I can, bro. My friends list is full. Sorry. The panda's newbie. Listen, the panda's great. It looks cool. It looks cool. All right. I'm 100. Oh, I'm 100 weekly. Oh, okay. That would actually make sense because I have been playing a lot of gun game trying to get wins for you guys. But it hasn't all been on my account either, so that's interesting. How many wins do I have? I have no idea, bro. I've just been kind of playing today. I think we've legitimately only played like 10 games in a 2-hour stream. We haven't really been pushing like the wins too much. We've just been like messing around playing with viewers, trying to get gameplays and stuff. If you guys are new to the stream though, make sure you guys drop a like and drop a sub. We're over 1,000 likes on the stream, and we're about to have a 2,000 sub growth day, guys. So I really would appreciate that very much.
Enemy down.
There's another guy in there. Teammates, don't go cap it. You're actually done. Oh, it's the Randy that's capping it. That's why. Okay. Too many people. Too many people. Ah! Never mind. Are we challenging? Never mind. That guy is. Have a shout out? Yo, Josh. Shout out to you, man. Hello, you need to notice me. AJ plays. I'm sorry, bro. I'm doing my best. Oh, shoot. This guy's still over here? Oh, God. I did not want this. Throw that up there. I missed. Don't talk to me about it, chat. Hey, you got this? Yo, Buckney. We'll try, man. Yep, I suck at this game. There are guys back here?
Assault unit down.
What? I'm about to jump off the map. I was just jumped off the map right there. Where'd this guy go? The guy just disappeared. Yo, thank you very much for the Twitter follow or the Twitch follows, guys. I really do appreciate it very much. That guy's hella lit up there. That guy's really lit. Hey, let's try to get on streaks right here. Oh, nope, it's not happening. Okay, we're actually alive. We're actually alive. Let's try to stay alive here. Masterman, what's up, bro? Welcome to the stream. Y'all pushing up over there. Yo, way too much lag. Way too much. We just lagged so hard. This lobby literally just destroyed. You're lit? Yo, Dragon's Fire, appreciate it, man. I think you're lit. Get absolutely turned on. This guy's right here. I heard him. I'm trying to sneak up on me. I'm a panda. Can't sneak up on a panda. Yo, Young, thank you very much for that sub, man. I appreciate it. Oh, that's a teammate. No, I was so ready to kinetic armor, you fools. Yeah, that's what I get for popping it without seeing anybody. I thought I could be smart and like pop it before I saw people, but no. These guys with the shotguns. Hey, what's going on, Malaki? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Pro Hennis, it's lit. Yo, Nicholas, it's lit, bro. It's lit. I just subscribed. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, all of you guys that are new. Oh. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new. I would really appreciate it. Let me know once you guys are subscribed in the chat, and I'll give you guys little mini shout-outs. Give you guys a little mini shout-out if you're a new subscriber. Did they actually just cap that? It was just a one cap, though, right? Ooh. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Not safe. Approved not safe for work. This guy's up here. I don't know where that guy is. Where is it, these guys? I'm a new sub. Yo, Ball is Life, DeAndre, Malaki, Hazi, Mr. Donald Duck, Andy Whitehead, Unknown, Peter, welcome to the stream, Nicholas. Thank you very much to all of you guys. All of you new subs. You guys are insane. The new sub growth today has been unbelievable. We might actually gain over 2,000 new subscribers in a single day, which is just mind-boggling. I subbed Hennessy, Yo, Gerarno. Thank you, man. I really do appreciate it, homie. Trying to figure out where all these guys are spawning. Juan Flores, thank you very much for the sub. Lorenzo John, you have been subbed for a long time, man. I recognize your username. There's a guy right here. How come nobody pushes like this right side over here? Like, you guys notice that? Like, nobody's pushes this. You mean it's getting Raps deploy ships out here? I figure where all these guys are. They're gonna come right here. Damn, these guys are crazy. New sub? Hey, thank you very much, Reese. I appreciate it. Do I like soccer? I'm a fan of soccer, yeah. I don't really play it, but I enjoy watching it. It's a fun sport to watch, definitely. Alright, we're saving all this stuff for next round. Definitely saving this stuff for next round. Whew. I got really scared because I almost thought I called it in by accident right there. All sets of streaks, boys. Let's go. No, I did not want to die. Did not want to die right there. Let's go, guys. Let's freaking go. Can I have a shout out? Yo, shout out to Buddy. Shout out to you, man. I subbed the other day. Hey, thank you, Jackaboy. You're a legend, man. Lexel Effect, what's up, bro? How do I donate? I subbed, by the way. Thank you, man. If you do want to donate, there's a link at the top of the description down below. You should play zombies. Dude, I want to start playing zombies more. I really, really do. It's just I'm a multiplayer. I'm a multiplayer fanatic. I just love multiplayer so much. You guys think we can get a nuclear here? Let's see. Let's see. There's only 4 people on the other team, so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting whether or not we're actually able to get this. This guy just seriously chilling back here. Oh my god, I don't know how I got all those guys. Call that in. Call that in. I don't do it. Any of you guys know what we're on? Oh shoot, yo teammate, thank you for saving my booty. I wasn't even paying attention right there. Yo, Vonderhaar, thank you very much for the new sub, Vonderhaar. Not the real Vonderhaar, unfortunately. Yep, I knew that crap would happen like that, man. He would just like hip firing an AK close range. The AK just shreds, man. Literally, that's the kind of crap we get hit with. They're in here. Oh god. Whew. Here we go. What's going on, Firewolf? How you doing today, man? Yo, we're almost level 55. Dang, we're almost ready to prestige again. I kind of wish I played more during the last double XP weekend we had. Really, I could have ranked up so much. I just missed that wall jump. I could have had those kills. Could have had both those guys back there. You were on a 6. Was I actually on a 16 streak? Damn. You're on the hijack map? Yeah, guys. This is Sky. Well, it's called Skyjacked in Black Ops 3, but yeah, it's the hijacked remake. It's a pretty sweet map. I like it. Yo, what's up? How you doing, Kino? Welcome to the stream, man. 51 and 5. We're actually going off right now. Trying to figure out where all these spawns are going. You over there? No. Dude, literally, why are my teammates spawning that? Or who's capping these? How many kills you have? We got 51 kills right now, guys. 51 kills. Damn. Is it just me, or are there no mods in here except Isaac? I think there are some other mods in here. There might be. Well, the chat's pretty contained right now too. You guys aren't being obnoxious or anything. So we don't really need another mod in here right now. Wasn't I? That was a teammate. Oh. I was like, what? Who is that guy? Oh, okay, yeah. I peeked the corner and the entire enemy team's just looking at me. What's up, WH? How you doing today, man? What's my KD? It's like a... Guys, in uplink, we want to make the game modes last as long as possible, so we're supposed to just keep the score tied with the enemy team. Now we can go into over 2.3, something like that. What gun is he using? This is the M16, my man. The God gun. Yo, Twisted Life, bro. Why are you capping these? Oh, no, I don't think so. I think Dismo's a better pub stomper than me, hands down. What console are you on? This is on the PS4. Ooh, okay. Okay, want a bloodthirsty? Okay. I just subscribed. Thank you, man. Appreciate that a lot. That was clutch. I kind of want to stick back here and just wait for these guys to spawn. We know they're going to be spawning back here. Here we go. And we're going off right now, boys. We're actually on a merciless. Yo, what if we dropped a nuclear right here in the last part of the game? Let's see if we can make it happen. Get out of here, teammate. Trying to figure out all these guys are spawning. Not doing too hot right now, boys. We need a hater. We need a hater really badly. I need one more kill for a hater. Or our teammate needs to get a hater or something. I'm too far into their spawn. The servers are badass. Yo, dude, literally, I should have killed that guy. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, where is he? Oh, is he hitting the outside wall run? I actually just died to lag. Wow. I just subscribed. Thank you, Mr. Hummels. I appreciate it, man. Out here representing in the UK. Hey, that's lit, bros. That's lit. He uses mouse and keyboard? Yeah. Do I have an Xbox One? I do not, bro. Sorry. Let's just call in this Wraith just for the hell of it. We're not going to get anything anymore. What is this? Oh, is this a Talon? Yo, that's a Talon that just got destroyed. Rip. Talon got melted. Oh, yo, what up? You got the RSA and the HG40? Hey, that's not too bad, man. Yo, meet the vlogger. Thank you very much for that sub. Appreciate it, my man. I'm watching from Austria. Dude, that's actually really cool. Yo, tell me right now in the chat, guys. I know this is sort of like late in the stream to do this. We don't usually do this late in my streams, but because all the OGs are in here, right? These are all the OGs that stick to this part in the stream. Tell me in the chat right now what country you guys are from. I want to see how many, areas of the world we cover right now. How many areas of the world? Like, are you guys from the U.S.? If you're from the U.S., you can tell me what state. Don't, like, give me your address, but, like, you know, you could say I'm from, like, Austria. Someone said they're from Austria. You know, you could say what country you're from. Swedish, Australia, mate. Yo. England, Canada, Sweden, UK, Florida, Tennessee, Netherlands, Sweden, Finland, Peru, Mars, Holland, Norway, New York, Germany, Singapore, Virginia, Haiti. Wow. That's pretty cool. I've never been to Haiti. What's the closest I've been to Haiti? But probably Costa Rica. Finland, California, Italy, Pennsylvania, Greece. Hey, I got some friends from PA, man. That's lit. Singapore, Colorado, New Jersey. Hennis, I just subbed. Yo, thank you, man. England, UK, Wales, Louisiana, Poland, Belgium, Spain, India, Pluto. Okay. Pluto. I'm trying to find names that I haven't read out yet. Utah, California, Isle of Man, Belgium, Finland, Wales, Pluto, Russia, Illinois, Greece, Heaven, Denmark, Kansas, Minnesota. That's pretty dope. Delaware, Texas. Yeah, let me get a new lobby here real quick for you guys. I know you guys want to play with me. All right. Let's get a brand new lobby. I muted everybody who I'm playing with. This is going to be my last game right here, guys. And then I will be heading out. But I really have enjoyed playing with all of you guys. You guys have been awesome. You guys have been amazing. You guys have been amazing. Love you, Dad. Yo, Cozy, I love you too, bro. Yeah, so join up on my session now, guys, if you want to play with me. We're going to do one more game. This is going to be like this spectacular game. We're just going to try to go off and drop a nuclear. We'll try to drop a nuke anyways. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as well if you guys are new. We're really close to having a 2,000 sub growth day, and I would really appreciate that. You guys have been amazing. You play keyboard and mouse? Yes, I do. I know some people give crap for that because, you know, they think it's like, you know, overpowered, that gives you like an extremely unfair advantage, and it really doesn't. It's just what I prefer playing with. I've played on the PC for 3 years before I came to PS4, and I'm not out here trying to like get insane gameplays. I'm just out here trying to have a good time. It's just what I'm more comfortable with, so I can play with you guys. Your clan tag? Oh, true. Good call, my dude. Good call. So I know some people won't like it, but hey, I'm here to entertain. I'm not like a pub stomper or a competitive player, because I know some people get heated about it in competitive, but that's not what I do. You never see my comment? IG plays. How about now, brother? How about now? An error occurred? Wait a minute. Oh, we might need to restart our game, because I know we've had this issue in the past, too. Let's try 56k. What melee weapon do I prefer? Ooh, probably the Skull Splitter. Just because it can reach really far. Yeah, an error occurred. We can't change it right now. We got room for one more person, guys. Room for one more person. Bailey Duggan, what's up? Welcome to the stream. IG Plays says, oh my god, thanks. Oh my god. Hey, I got you, bro. Anytime, my man. Anytime. New Zealand, can you finish my triple play? I'm sorry, bro. There's literally too many people who want me to finish their triple plays, so I'm not going to be doing that for right now. I'm going to finish up the people who have already asked, and then I'll be sure to get some more for you guys soon. Hit some more of you guys up. We literally just failed to host a lobby. Let me restart my game here real quick, actually, so we can change our clan tag, and so I can actually play with you guys in this next game. Can I have a shout-out? Yo, Eduardo, shout-out to you, man. Bro, I'm your biggest fan? Dude, not possible, bro. I'm your biggest fan. Thank you to all of you guys that have tweeted out about the stream today. You guys are crazy. Crazy. How many wins? Let me go ahead and check. I'll check that too, actually, real quick. What's my favorite Call of Duty? Black Ops 2. I'm absolutely in love with that game, which is why a lot of people have been telling me, they're like, get an Xbox One because it's all backwards compatible now. But in all honesty, I don't know. I don't know if I want it that much, you know? Like, Xboxes are expensive. They cost money. You're absolutely so cool, Eduardo. You're pretty cool, man. I think you're a pretty cool fellow. I'm 2 off 70, please. Yo, Josh. It's lit, bro. Chronicles on the Xbox One? True, yeah. They're going to be coming out soon, isn't that? Isn't Zombie Chronicles? Because it's going to be coming out soon on the Xbox and the PC, right? It's been almost a month now since it came out on the PS4. Alright, yeah. So identity, clan tag. Let's see if we can change it now. I swear to God. $56K. Let's get it. 56K. On the road to 57K now, which is crazy. You guys are awesome. Do I like the Haymaker? Not really. All right. Let me go ahead, hop into a public match. You guys should be able to join up on me now. One last game, like I said. And then we're going to be calling it a day. Because it's been like a 2-hour and 20-minute long stream. So, yeah. Got to go do some other stuff. We're going to mow the lawn late at night. It's going to be fun. Love you, no homo. Zombies, I love you full homo, actually. So, hope you're not too uncomfortable with that. JK, bro. I love you. I'm not gay. Nothing against people who are. Areeb, what's up, man? IG plays adopt me. Dude, I got you. I'm going to adopt like 20 different people from this stream. How many? Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm done. Okay. Black market. Contracts. We're at 37 out of 100. So I think literally we've gotten like 5 wins this entire stream. Because we've lost a couple and we've just been playing the OBJs that have lasted forever. So we're saving up the crypto keys right now as well. Hopefully going to be able to get those when new weapons drop. I hate you in my nightmares. All right, bro. I'm sorry I'm in your nightmares. I don't know why I'd be in your nightmares. I've been nothing but kind to you. Okay. Let's get it, bros. Yo, someone was asking what my KD is as well. Let me give you the exact KD. 2.28. I thought it was like a 2.3 or 2.4. Apparently, I think I'm too good than I actually am. You know? All right, please vote. I'm not playing Kill Confirm for my last game. I'm sorry, but that's not happening. Why you not open crypto keys? I already have every DLC weapon in Black Ops 3. So literally, and that's the only thing I want out of supply drops. So I'm saving up all the crypto keys. I'm saving up all the bundles and stuff that I've got. I'm just going to grind and save up on all those. And then, yeah. Pop, what's up, man? Theodore, what's up, bro? Yo, thank you, the Canadian. I appreciate it, man. You guys are awesome. You guys say the nicest things. You guys are so kind, honestly. I love you guys. Yo, what's up, guys? I'm sorry I can't talk to you guys in-game. I'm sorry, because I don't have a mic that can connect to my PS4, but I appreciate it. Is this your account? Yes, it is. You're so down-to-earth and genuine. Thank you, Jacoboy. Appreciate it. How many crypto keys? We've almost got 200. I think we're like 1 off 200 or something. What gun did you get? What do you mean? We're still working on the bribe, bro. We're still working on it. I've got like 37 out of 100 wins, so it's a slow but steady grind. Make sure you guys drop a like on the stream, though, if you are new. Or if you've just been chilling in here and you haven't dropped a like yet, make sure you guys subscribe as well. This is the last game, so let's make this last game lit. It's a Skyjacked hardpoint game. We're going to try to drop a nuclear here for you guys. We're literally, I think, like 40 subs away from having a 2,000 sub growth day. So make sure you guys subscribe if you're new. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, let's go. Do I like Scissors? I love Scissors, man. He's a cool guy. His live comms, they're just super cool and laid back. Except Scissors, though, he uses the same mic as I do. And his voice sounds like this. You know, his voice is just really sexy. All right, guys, my name's Scissors. Today we're going to be playing some Black Ops 3. Going to be doing some S&D sniping. Like, his voice is awesome. I wish my voice sounded like that. Like, what? Like, God, is that a jitter mod? I got to check. He was actually ADSing. Don't forget to raid. Yeah, we will do a raid after this, guys. Let's make sure we get the W on this game as well. You sound like him? No, I do not. Stop it. I do not sound like Scissors. I wish I sounded like Scissors, but I do not. I repeat, I do not sound like Scissors. Okay. Not really sure where the hit markers went on you, but... What cover do you have on your mic? This is actually just a couple of Nike socks, guys. Not even kidding you. Just a couple of Nike socks. It's the OG way to cover your mic nowadays. I call it the poor college kid pop filter. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Who said that? I think it was that... Whoever was saying it before. I forget who it was. My game just crashed? We're gonna get back in. Don't worry, guys. My game low-key just froze. I think I just went invisible because that guy didn't even see me. What? We're still here.
You're welcome.
I can't move. On a budget? Yeah, on a budget. We just get kicked from the lobby? No, okay, we're good. Just back up. An error occurred in the system software. You're fine. PS4, you're fine. Just breathe. Lol, love the socks. Thank you, man. It's just 2 Nike socks. We always keep it lit out here. RIP, guys. No, we're getting back in. We're still gonna finish up this game. We're gonna make this last game lit. I have double XP on BO3, but my friends don't have it. Oh, maybe because you're playing... Or no, do you get it in Nuke Jacked? I know you get double crypto keys if you're playing in Nuke Jacked right now. I don't know if you get double XP, though. Here we go. That was weird. Yo, Isaac, please stop asking for a raid, bro. I'm sorry.
Kill.
Your PS4 doesn't want you to keep streaming? For real. My PS4 is like, I've been on all day. Turn me off. I just realized these guys are all downstairs. Do I know Scissors personally? No, dude, but I wish. That guy's super dope. Come on, I want to know Scissors personally. That guy's cool. And he has like hella subs. I would want to be friends with him. He makes good content too. He's got a really nice face cam. You guys ever notice that? Like when you watch his videos, his face cams are just always, there's always really nice quality. They're just always really solid quality face cams. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get myself a pretty face cam like that. So I can look pretty too. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I might not want a really high detailed face cam so you guys can actually... I don't want you guys to see how actually ugly I am. I feel like the low quality kind of helps me out a little bit. You guys will be able to count the pores on my chinny chin chin if we did that. So guys, we dropped a couple of nuclears this stream. We're still doing awesome here in this hard point. Let's make sure we take home the W though. For real. Ooh, that was clutch. There we go. How can these guys be in here? Alright, we're on it. We're on it. We're good. Woo. Back up, back up, back up. I'm so dead. Damn it. Cracking open a cold one with the boys. Hey, cracking open a cold one with the boys. Yo, make sure you guys go ahead, drop a like on the stream if you're new. Make sure you subscribe as well. I would really appreciate it. We're close to having a 2,000 sub growth day. So I would really appreciate your subs. You guys have all been legends. You guys have all gone above and beyond the support you're usually supposed to give me, so I appreciate that. Send me a friend request? I'm sorry, bro, I can't. Yo, Viper, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Is that the real Viper? Is that really Viper? I gotta know. Golden Boy, what's up, man? Golden Boy 2005. That is the real Viper, man. I had to make sure. I'm subscribed to you, right? I'm pretty sure I am. Nope, I'm not. I've seen your videos in my suggested into my sub box, but I'm not subbed to you. That makes sense. I literally remember seeing your triple play contract thumbnail. That's cool, YouTube. Don't even worry about it. Yo, I just subscribed. Hey, thank you, Yeet. I appreciate it, my man. Yo. Oh, no. How do we just get hit markers on that guy? Teammate, go get him. Oh, God. How old am I? I am 18 years old, my dude. What's going on, Clicks? How you doing today, man? Oh, I can't hit this guy. I literally have a high caliber. It would literally be a one burst. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That guy had the breckie. Of course he did. Henis truly the type of dude to say chinny chin chin. Listen, cozy. You don't want to see the pores on my chinny chin chin. You just don't. You don't want to see them. Yo, I'm back. Yo, Gianni, welcome back to the stream. Can your subs join you? Yeah, I play with subs all the time, man. Absolutely. Oh, God. Do I have an Xbox One? I don't, bro. Sorry. What's going on, Crazy Coolie? How you doing today, my man? What are you doing? They're all coming in here. Oh, God. Where'd this other guy just go? Oh. Yo, can these guys just not see me? What the hell? He had the Ripper. Of course he did. LMAO, I thought you were going to say, make sure you guys crack open a cold one with the boys. Oh, my God. Yeah. I didn't want to say that on my stream, you know. But, and you know why, but. It is what it is. Henry Gonzalez, what's up, bro? Welcome to the stream. How many more games do you need? We don't need a... We need a lot. I'm be straight up. We need a lot. Yo, PL Irish Sniper. Shout out to you, man. You're a legend. I don't know if that's also your YouTube name, but shout out to you, dude. Damn, your accuracy is on point. Like, what the hell, bro? I'm telling you. We don't miss out here. What attachments do I have in the M16? ELO, grip. No, ELO, quick draw, fast mag, and high caliber. I want to pick that. Let's try going this way. Actually, no, they're all coming mid. Yeah, I got you, bro.
Down.
I get a shot from behind? No, they're all underground. They're all underground. Whoa.
Point locked down.
Are they?
Point contested.
Thanks so much for the shout.
Let's go, boys. Hold on. Are they all back here? Saw that one coming.
Point locked down.
Oh my god, dude, we were going off. Peely, what's up, man? I just subscribed. Thank you, Lucas. Means a lot to me, bro. Yeah, guys, we're really close to having a 2,000 sub growth day, so make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new. I would really appreciate it. Really close to growing 2K subs in a single day. Like, what? Craziness, dude. Whoa, 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 whoa. I was like, what the hell? Can you move your sub count? Why do you want me to move my sub count, bro? I can't move it, actually, because it's part of my overlay. And I can't move my overlay without editing it in Photoshop first. So. How long have you been live for? I've been live for like 2.5 hours. This is my last game. This is my last game of the day. We're gonna be getting off right after this. What's going on, Lost in Skills? How you doing today, man? Can't you win one more game? Maybe, bro. I don't actually know. I really do have to go after this. I really do have to go because I gotta do something for my dad. I hate this kid. I hate this kid just get turned on. His YouTube channel is what? What did he say his YouTube channel is? Did you guys hear that? Did the chat hear it? What DLCs do I have? I currently have 0 DLCs. I have every DLC weapon in Black Ops 3, but I don't have all the DLCs. What's up, J Beast? How you doing today, man? I'm fasting tomorrow, bro. Good luck, man. I could never fast.
Thank you so much.
Could never do.
Shout out. You're the best.
Yo, I got you, bro. Anytime.
Shout out really big YouTuber.
Anytime, man. You gotta help out. You gotta help out the YouTube community, you know? Always. How many wins am I on? I think I've got 37 wins right now. So what does that give us? Like 63 wins to go? Yeah, 63 wins to go. I don't know. We missed. Got like 3 bursts onto that guy and he didn't die. Yo, Viper. Viper coming in with a $5 dono. Let's go. Oh,
Drop a sub, bro. Keep up the good work. Smile.
Yo, Viper, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Viper dropping a $5 donation. Ladies and gentlemen, huge shout out to Viper. Go check this guy out. He's a beast Black Ops 3 player. I'm not even joking you. Let's go check him out, show him some love, and get a Viper spam in the chat, guys. I'd really appreciate it. I suck. Go watch Viper, because I can't aim.
Can I play with you another time? And
Oh, God.
so happy for that shout out.
I had no more kinetic. Whoa. Of course he's chilling in there. Yeet. Dude, I don't know how I didn't kill that guy. He's so weak. They're gonna be spawned down here now. Viper hype, dude. That's a generous donation too, bro. Oh, yep, I'm screwed. Oh, no way. Oh, we actually got him. This guy just go downstairs? What's up, teammate?
Demo splash.
Now we're good. Yeah, I'm low-key. I'm concentrating hard on this game right now. Are we close to anything? Oh, we just got our hater. Yeah, and we died. We were on a 10. We were actually on a 10. What's the daily challenge? Oh, I have no idea what the daily challenge is, bro. I haven't checked the daily challenges in Black Ops 3 in so long. It's been so long. 63 and 21. Not too bad. Not too bad. Ladies and gentlemen.
Can I play with you for another time? I'm so happy for that shout out. Thank you so much.
Demo
I-
asset destroyed.
I got you, bro. Damn, warming my heart over here. Can you unlock diamond on my assault rifles? I'm sorry, bro. I'm not unlocking just diamond for assault rifles. I'll do dark matter for you, but I wouldn't just do diamond on assault rifles. Sorry. It's just more fun and more exciting for the stream if we see like dark matter or something like that.
You're the best ever.
But anyways, guys, I wish I had to watch I'm back. I had to watch the new episode of Dragon Baller. Yo, I gotta head out now though, guys. I gotta go mow my lawn low key. JB says I'll donate $100. Bro, literally, I'm sorry. I can't check Snapchat. The only thing I do on Snapchat is just like post stuff to my stories, and I barely even do that. Literally, the only social media that I really check on a consistent basis is my Twitter. So make sure you guys follow my Twitter. That's literally the best place to stay up to date with everything. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I got ahead. You guys have been like literally insane today. The donations were unreal. The viewership was insane. We had 800 viewers in the stream when we dropped a nuclear. That was amazing. I appreciate it. Let me go ahead. I got to leave alone here. But you guys were just amazing. There is literally no other words to describe how amazing you guys were. I don't know when my next stream will be. I don't think it will be tomorrow, though, because I have class. So I'll probably just end up having a video up for you guys tomorrow. So keep out for that. I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on Twitter when that will actually go up. Most likely around 4 p.m. Eastern time. And like I said, I'll be keeping you guys updated on Twitter as to when that will go live, giving you guys updates like half-hour increments and all that. But let's go ahead and do a raid here, guys, real quick. We don't want to forget to do the raid. All right, boys. Yo, I don't know who I'm raiding yet, guys. I don't know who I'm raiding yet. I love you, kiddo. Cozy, I love you, man. Nobody go anywhere. What we're going to do is we're going to raid somebody. If you guys don't know what a raid is, we're going to take all of the viewers in my stream, and we're going to send all of you guys to another person who's streaming Black Ops 3 on YouTube right now, all right? It's going to be awesome, and it's great to see their reactions. So let's go get it. Let's go get it. Go to that. All right, guys, let's do this. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead, put this on. Oh, I don't need that. Let's get rid of the music right there. Perfect. Perfect. All right, let me open up a browser here. You guys should be able to see everything, but we're just going to head to YouTube Gaming right now. That's what we're going to do, YouTube. I'll show you guys my monitor here in just a second. Show you guys my monitor. All right, here we go. We're going to go to YouTube Gaming, and we're going to go ahead and raid somebody, okay? If another Carnage member is streaming, we're definitely going to raid the Carnage member. But let's go to Games. We're going to go to Black Ops 3. Let's go, boys. Yo, let's get this raid going on. This is going to be a hype raid, guys. I'm telling you right now. We're going to go to live. We're going to see Elite Shot streaming. Greg FPS is streaming. Zombro. Cool Blood. I want to raid somebody who I have. Yo, Isaac Beast is streaming. Yo, we're going to hit up Isaac with a raid. Low key here real quick. You guys ready for this? You guys are all going to go into Isaac's stream. You guys are going to type hashtag Henis raid in his chat. All right. Yo, he's really far behind. All right, all of you guys are going to go into Isaac's stream, and you're going to type hashtag Henis raid, all right? I think he was listening to an old part of my stream. I'm going to mute him here real quick. Everybody go into his stream and type hashtag Henis raid, all right? I want to see that his chat right here get flooded, okay? Hashtag Henis raid, and go. Everybody go into his stream right now. Click on his stream, and go show him some support. Hold on, I'm waiting for, let's see his reaction here. Hold on. Let's go ahead and lower all of that. Hold on, lower that, lower that, lower that. Oh, shoot, I clicked on the wrong link. Everybody go into his stream and type hashtag Henis raid. Make sure you guys drop a like as well. Let's just flood his chat with hashtag Henis raid. Everybody go there right now. Literally everybody. Everybody that's in here. Hashtag Henis raid. Hashtag Henis raid. Yeah, I want to see his reaction. Does he have his chat open? This is Isaac Beast. He's a mod in my chat. If you guys don't know. Yo. Yo, make sure you guys drop a like. Playing some Black Ops 3. He's going to be unlocking the triple play too, so you'll get to see him unlock it. Hashtag Henis raid. It's lit. It's lit. Yo, keep heading over there, guys. I'm going to keep posting a link in the chat. I'm pretty sure there's no time limit to completing the Brab, guys. So, you guys will literally have as much time as you want to complete it. Even though it expires, the activation expires, I think, in like a couple hours. But once you do that, you should be good. Once you activate it, you should be good. I'm like 99% sure. It's a raid from Lord Henis. Yo, go show him some love. I would really appreciate it, guys. Y'all are insane. We got him 50 viewers right now. Keep heading over there. Drop a like if you guys enjoy his, or drop a sub if you guys enjoy his content. Drop a like, as always. I'd really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in tomorrow's stream. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. If you guys are new, you'll see your names pop up right here on screen below my face cam. We're really close to 56,200 subs. Drop a like if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until next time, everybody, keep gaming, and as always, stay cool. Adios.